The first thing you gotta realize, brother, is this right here is the future of wrestling. You can call this the new world order of wrestling, brother.
What's good, brother? Hollywood's famous groupie said my party is amazing. So drunk, pissing in the face basin. Every bitch in the party's not basic. NWO on those hoes. They want a good time or something in they nose. These foes we chose catching elbows. The wolf packs stay connected like Velcro. Strikes and blows, got your blood exposed. Take a shot of propane, turn beast mode. Weapons in the cabinet, stay immaculate. Bulldoze challenges, cause I'm not having it. Brother, for the obstacle, pop you an arsenal. Turn you to particles, rated in the article. Rockstar lit, poor licks on tits. Equipped with hits, leg drop this bitch. Brother, silverback a rap or call me Hollywood. Throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood. Silverback of rap or Hollywood. Brother, throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood. Army strikes with gorillas that snipe. Catch you in the windpipe with a spike lead pipe. Big boot hit tooth, here comes the finish. Win then celebrate with your bitches. The love that I'm manly, melt those panties. And these pansies, ripped and stampedes. Caught in the tug of war with the God of war. Crack both kneecaps with the figure four. Then we'll jump you. What you're gonna do? Body slam giants, cause I'm immortal. $1 million parties, cause I'll afford to. Private jets, because I love the best. Slaughter the sergeant with no sweat. Got a match coming up, place your best. Global grind, I take no rest. I'ma be Hollywood till my death, brother. Silverback a rap or call me Hollywood. Throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood. Silverback of rap or Hollywood. Throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood.
Hey, yo, B, what it do, though? I see y'all already piling on into the chat. That's what I'm talking about. The special edition today. Y'all already know what type of time we on. The wrestling world is all over the place right now. I'm not even gonna, man, look, we just getting straight to it. I'm opening up the floodgates early. Don't forget about the thumbs, B. You already know that's the objective off the kick. But yeah, man, 71 years old, B. We all know what time it is. Hogan is out of here. You know, and he did this to himself, B. When it comes to people coming at him crazy and making fun of his death and all that, hey, he brought this on himself, B. He tarnished his own legacy. It just is what it is. And he had multiple chances. Even when that Netflix episode, last year? They tried to give him another chance last year. Raw on Netflix. Booed his ass out the damn building. Yeah, I said, what, babe? Was it? It was in January. It was in January. I'm tripping. Hey, y'all. Let me read these chats before I open up the floodgates. Let me hear what y'all talking about. Hold on. Give me a second. Word. It is what it is, B. We smoking on that pack today. You know what I mean? Let me. Okay, here we go. Black Star, Henny God, RB, what's going on, my guys? Was happening? You know what I'm saying? Lafayette, Indiana, as always, in the building. Henny God said, wait till I get home, brother. Why should I acting stupid? Damn, here we go. Wait till I get home, brother. I got a blunt in the bottle calling my name, brother. RB said, my opinion still stands on Hogan. Fuck him. Fuck Hogan. You know this dude, Chic. He can't wait. He rubbing his hands like Birdman right now. Break your back, make you humble, Hulk Hogan. I knew it. I knew we was going to do a show special when Hogan died. Oh yeah, you already know we stay on top of it. B. Pause. How you feeling, Black Star? Henny God said, "Wait till Vince die." Yikes! We might be on live for like 3 hours. All right. Everybody saying so to each other in the chat. Black Star said, "Not a Vince special is next." Overthinking, how you feeling? Lying in life and death. Yeah, like I seen this damn tweet that Hogan had put out. You know what I'm saying? I seen it recently. Saying giving condolences to fucking Bam Margera. And Bam Margera, he had commented on it. He was like, yo, I miss you too, but I'm not dead. All he just did was lie for no fucking reason. Why you putting death on this man? Now look at you. Man. Brooke need a dose of chocolate to complete the memorial for the Hulkster. Shit. She's chilling now. Her husband, her kids. She wasn't around them for over a decade, I think she said. She been over it when it came to the Hogans. Yeah, the Hogans, yeah. The whole family, that she's over it with all of them. You know her mom, she definitely got to get a job now. She might have to get a job at Walmart or some shit. Word. That desecrated snatch. Well, Bobby the Brain can make fun of Hogan in peace at the Heaven Wrestling Show. Yeah, there you go. There's this one joke we had said in the group chat. Said what he said? Oh yeah, more than likely Hogan is gonna get cremated because he's not gonna want to get buried. Yo, we not shit, yeah. Let me open this floodgates, man. Hit that thumbs up, please. You know what I'm saying? We normally don't go live on Thursdays, but on this special occasion, it's only right. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chop it up about Hogan and all that. You know what I'm saying? "71 years old," and he had a long life. So people out there, I get it. People's gonna want to be like, "Oh, it's crazy." Yada, yada. But is it really crazy? The dude, look how the dude came through on Raw and Netflix. He looked crazy. He looked really ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I see you, Anubis.
What's up?
Anubis, you?
How doing?
Yeah, I seen Dietrich Davis' video. He went hard. I'm not surprised he did that shit. Tries to go out to the new wrestling world order. What's going on, my dude? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Okay, no, it was because my transfer to Wi-Fi to 5G. Every time I move away from my Wi-Fi, that happened. I had to turn it off. What I was saying was, did you see the Wrestling in Color podcast? He covered it too.
Oh yeah, shouts go out to her too. She's from the Bronx also, so
Yeah. Well, like I said, like I typed in on chat, I was most
Yeah.
sad about Macho Man. I told you my
hell
Hulk
yeah.
Hogan story.
Hell yeah. Tell us your Hulk Hogan story again.
Yeah, it ain't no big clout move. It ain't even a clout move. It was just, saw him at a show back in Shy, out back. I run up to them and I'm like, can I get an autograph? And they're just folks like, get out of the way. Macho Man's like, yo, man, you might not remember this, but he ain't gonna forget that.
Wow. I don't think you ever said that. Yes, you told us that story from before?
Yeah, a long time ago.
What?
That happened when I was a kid. So I was already sour on the guy. Like while everybody was Hulkamania'd out, I was like, man, fuck that guy.
Wow.
And I took it. Yeah.
Well, here comes TKO. Oh, we about to form like Voltron on this dude Terry Bollea.
But it's just funny because I was like I said, I was sour on him already. So this happened. I'm just like, okay. I took it hard when Macho Man died because that was my dude. That was my favorite.
Hell yeah. That was mine also. Like I liked Macho Man first before I liked Hogan. I liked Hogan afterwards.
I mean, the Mega Powers handshake.
Right.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, TKO?
What's Gucci, y'all? Yo,
Right.
it's crazy. It's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, man. First, we was talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner and Ozzy Osbourne. Now this. Virgo Bay.
And a famous jazz musician died today, too.
Virgo Bay said, "May Brooke take all the BBC on her dime."
Yeah. There's also, I think, what's his name? Tony Macchione. He was a jazz musician. He used to always be featured on King of the Hill.
Oh yeah, I heard about him also, but I never really heard of him from before his own passing.
Yeah. Well, he was always on King of the Hill. Like they always animated him in there. Like he'd always be at funerals and stuff playing the trumpet.
So what's going on, TKO?
Oh man, just try to process all this.
It does feel somewhat surreal, just a little bit. But at the same token, it's like he look how he looked on Raw on Netflix. It's like, remember I said that. As a matter of fact, I said that on the last show. We spoke about it. I was like, I don't know. And Bubba loves Sponge had said it from before. He was like, yo, this dude, he almost out of here.
Yeah. It's wild, man, when you think about this.
And anybody can feel anyway. I get it because I do agree that he contributed a lot to the business, and
yeah,
I definitely agree with all that shit. But he also did a lot, and he tarnished his own legacy. That's all on him. Even though they gave him multiple chances, more than multiple chances.
I admit, I was never really a Hogan guy, to be honest with you. I didn't really get into Hogan till he did the heel turn. And even then I wasn't really like a Hulkamaniac or nothing. But again, obviously his contributions to wrestling will always be there, but at the end of the day, the wrestler, people are going to miss. The man, not so much.
I agree.
And did you already mention that it's 10 years ago to the day that he got caught on that tape?
Right.
How ironic is that's some shit right there, ain't
it? This dude God was like, yeah, it's about that time. Pack him up.
God got a sense of humor. Like, I'll give you 10 more years and then you're out of here. You got 10 years to you got 10 years to make amends, and then or you're out of here.
Well, we all know how Benjamin Shelton felt about him.
Oh God.
I would love to see his tweet.
Benjamin Shelton, though, good Lord.
Virgo Bay said, when Hogan find out Jesus is black.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Dude, I
Yo, y'all don't got no chill in the chat, yo. Like as soon as I went live, motherfuckers started flaming this dude in the chat. I'm like, Jesus.
But the part that you know what I say it like this though. I hate when people go like when you do air your grievances about someone that passes, like they're gone, show some humanity. And I get that part, but also it's like, look, if you're happy, be happy. If you're sad, be sad. No one tells you how to deal with this stuff. There's no book on it. So deal with it how you're gonna deal with it. That's on you.
My thing is that you can't just erase all the fuck shit he did just because he's passed. You know what I'm saying? He didn't
Yeah.
try to make amends ever.
He told them to make sure that the cameras aren't on. I'm like, yeah, that's a great apology there to the black wrestlers that were standing there that they had you talk to.
Yeah, and
Right.
like, and he was just a weirdo. He wanted to holler at his own daughter, saying his
Yeah.
daughter has sexy ass legs.
That was
What
creepy.
father says that about their daughter? Oh, my daughter's legs is mad sexy. Who says that?
Or him blaming that dude for or him blaming his son's friend for their car accident that his son was driving,
Yeah, try to get a reality show out that shit. You turn
calling
this
the guy
poor kid
negative.
into yeah, trying to you put this poor kid in a vegetative state and wanted to make money off that shit. Fuck out of here.
But you know what? Wait, this is another thing I wanted to say. Sorry, I have a lot of
Go ahead,
thoughts, but
go ahead.
my favorite thing was like I think that people forget like there were glowing tributes to the Ultimate Warrior. There were glowing tributes to the Dynamite Kid. But I like how Monster said it with Dynamite Kid. That being said, let's not forget the rotten shit this guy has done.
Right. That's why I fuck with Solomon. Solomon he's very fair about just about everything he says, like, and he's probably gonna say the same thing about Hogan when he talks about Hogan.
Yeah, Solomon is real.
Yeah.
To the very end, Hogan is burying people. Like he didn't even put Ozzy Osbourne over.
Right. He couldn't have him outshine him.
You know what, Tove? I'm done with Tove. Look at this dude. Look at this dude avatar. Hold on.
What, Hell in a Cell? Oh Lord.
Yo, what is going on with everybody, yo?
Versus the Iron Sheik. It's payback time, motherfucker. My knee.
Yo, I swear.
Oh.
Is that the Sultan? It's like the Sultan's theme.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Oh, that's an Iron Sheik's thing.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my
Payback
God.
time, Hulk Hogan, you fucker.
We smoking on that pack today. And like I said, if somebody want to pull up and want to give their condolences properly or whatever, it's all good. We ain't gonna bash you. Like it's a real polarizing subject. But go ahead, Tove. What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't really have much to say, man. That hasn't already been said. I was already prepared for this day. But I will say this though. I posted it in the chat. I think I'm gonna be a little weird here. I think I may have had a spiritual encounter earlier today. Had a pretty rough night last night. I crashed, was just really tired, and I fell asleep. And I had a wrestling dream. Of course, if you're a wrestling fan, you've had a wrestling dream at some point. Maybe you had a dream about a match that happened, or maybe you're having a dream about a match that hasn't happened yet. Man, I'm asleep. And of all the matches to dream about, I dreamed of Hulk Hogan versus Vader, Bash at the Beach, 1995, steel cage match. And I'm thinking after I woke up, why did I dream that match? That's so strange. I woke up like at 11:30 a.m. today, and I'm just like, why the fuck was I dreaming about Hulk Hogan versus Vader? And so then I go in the restroom to wash my face. My phone starts going off. And of course, if you're a wrestling fan and your phone starts going off, it means one of two things: someone got released or someone died, and it's usually the latter. I check my phone and it tells me that Hulk Hogan's dead. So I'm sitting there like brushing my teeth, and I'm like, what are the chances of me having a dream about Hulk Hogan? And then I wake up, and the first thing I see is he's dead. Then I go down the rabbit hole, and I find out that apparently he was pronounced dead at around 11:15 a.m. this morning, and I woke up at 11:30 a.m. this morning. And a long time ago, my grandmother told me that when you go to sleep, your physical body remains here in this realm, but your spirit crosses over to the other side. So it's like when you're asleep, you can actually commune with like the deceased, more or less. So I'm kind of sitting here like, did my spirit sense Hogan's spirit passing? I don't know if that makes sense for that. I promise you, I haven't
Nah,
had any weed.
it does make sense because I don't know if I can't prove it myself, but I've definitely heard that when you go to sleep or take a nap, whatever the case may be, you tap into the spiritual realm. I've heard that
Yeah,
before. You're not the only one that I heard it from.
The
yeah.
astral
So
plane.
I feel like I may have encountered Hogan's spirit like while I was asleep.
And
So I
Vader's.
woke. Yeah, invaders, so, which is crazy because Vader was the first wrestler I ever met in person. He was super nice, so that kind of blew me away. Um,
So are
but
they
yeah,
fighting in
man,
the Hell in a Cell? Is it Hogan and Vader in the Hell in a Cell?
I know Vader's going upstairs. Vader ain't down there. Hogan's down there with fucking Hitler and all them other
And
assholes.
Chris Benoit and shit.
And Fabulous Moolah is at the
Yeah.
ticket line.
Oh, it's
And
good, Jay Millie. All right. Jay
but
Millie said he got the red and yellow pack. Oh shit, pass that.
I
Yeah.
wonder about Jesse Ventura. I wonder how he's feeling.
Oh God.
You know,
Probably
the guy that totally ratted him out and screwed over all the wrestlers for the rest of years to come.
He gotta be smoking the biggest pack of them all. Shit.
I see Shivani had receipts today. Someone tweeted Shivani and was like, "Oh, sorry you lost your friend," and corrected him. He said Hulk Hogan was a coworker, not a friend. I'm like, ooh.
I mean, hey, exactly. Like
Say what you
he's
want
not.
about Schiavone. He always told it how he felt.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, B.
and
Dude.
also today as well, it's interesting because literally on the very last episode on Tuesday, we had a little skit here where Sandman asked if we believed in religion. He had to take, I had to take, TKL had to take. Well, I said on the last show that I do believe in God and that God is real. And today's proof that God is real because of all the days for Hulk Hogan to meet his maker. He meets his maker on the same day where he got fired for being a racist piece of shit. 10 years ago to
Yeah.
the day, July 24th, 2015, World Wrestling Entertainment ceased communication with Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, for the racist stuff. I am not making this stuff up. You can literally go on TMZ's website.
Yeah.
You can go on
Oh no, well, I
WWE's
brought it up.
website.
I
He
brought
was
it up.
fired.
Right.
Right. How do you die 10 years later on the day? If that is not proof that God is a troll and has a sense of humor, I got nothing else to tell you, man.
Oh man.
The ultimate hater. Who this? Show your camera in the I ain't gonna pull you up on stage. Just let me see who you are, and then you can turn your camera back off. Here go Jay. This dude John JCD.
What's up?
What's going on? Ultimate hater, you gotta turn your camera on behind this. Oh shit, we lost John. Like, I'm not gonna pull you up to the table with your camera on. Just show your camera on behind the scenes. Okay.
It's open.
The
The
ultimate
warrior.
hater. Oh man. You're muted.
I'm not muted.
No, not you.
Oh,
Oh, I muted
Oh
myself
man.
because my niece came in and asked if the pit bull can hang out in my room. So that's all.
All right. What's going on, y'all?
This is wild.
yep.
I knew it would happen eventually. Just didn't know it would happen so quickly. Already, the other thing I hate whenever somebody dies. I go on YouTube and just scroll around, and the conspiracy theories are popping up: blood sacrifices and all this other jazz.
Yeah. It's like the
Yeah.
dude was 71 years old. Like the hell.
And he rocked his body to hell.
And it's
And
like,
that's gonna
will come to conspiracy theories like, oh, this and that. Like, give me a fucking break. The dude
Yeah.
looked crazy when he pulled up on Raw on Netflix.
Right?
that's what's gonna happen. It was the same thing when Eddie died in 05. that autopsy's probably already been done already. Those results will probably be out in a couple of weeks, and you're just going to hear it. It was congestive heart failure, major cardiac arrest, and it's going to be because of all the years of abuse with the steroids and stuff like that. And I'm sure the recent back surgery didn't help, but I had, like I said to you guys today, I had heard that there were a lot of holes, putting it nicely, in Bubba's story, but
It's
just
Bubba.
be
You can't trust Bubba.
prepared. Just be prepared. And that told me that he must have been having issues with the back surgery, and that's a pretty common thing. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like anybody that has a back surgery, I feel like it's at least 50% of them end up having some kind of issue, complication. Like it's almost like it's not worth it.
Oh yeah, no. Anybody I've ever seen that's had one, because I got a few friends that have had it. They're not better off after. Like
No.
it's very
Yeah,
rare.
I remember one time they tried to give me a fucking spinal tap. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! I don't want
Yeah.
that.
Aren't you supposed to use that to test people for acid? Get the hell out of my face with that.
Yeah, it was a long ass needle. The needle was like a
Oh
sword.
no. The spinal tap needle is ridiculous. Like, have you? Yeah, the epidural needle is just massive.
Like you,
The only
like
thing I
we
had
ain't
heard
doing
was
that.
that
Hold on, let me see what's going on. Because we got other
Yeah.
people here on the table and they're not saying anything.
Unless you go work a back injury like me, the Hulkster would have been all right.
Coked out Sean.
But you know what else is funny? The fact that Ric Flair of all people sitting up there shedding those phony tears, but like Ultimate Warrior said, Hulk's life was a work.
Now, Flair
Right.
trying to get. That's all that is.
Yeah, Flair is an insane person.
He's a
It's
walking
crazy
carnival.
how-
I ain't never seen. We call him out here. We call him the mini bar because he be running up past
Yeah, but
every.
you know what's crazy about Flair? Flair's gonna outlive us all.
I'm starting to believe
Right.
that he outlived a
Oh, him
lot
or
of people
Vince.
still.
Yeah,
No, it's
Flair
Vince is
outlives
the one that's
everybody.
gonna outlive us. Vince
Maybe
gonna
Only
upload
one
his
of-
brain to Skynet or
Flair's
some
the one
shit.
blood sacrificing the wrestlers. We just solved the mystery, allegedly. Flair's been sacrificing the wrestlers. That's what's happening. That's why he's still around.
And I don't know who's outliving who between Flair and JR. They survive in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Shouts go out to my dude Jay Millie, #1 in the chat with the crown. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Keep up the good
I didn't
work.
say anything on the last show because this is real life, so I always try to avoid real life. But yeah, to anyone out there, like there was whispers going around for like the past couple of days. All I had heard prior to today was that he had not made any public appearances in 60 days, which is a long time for Hogan.
Yeah, but
'cause-
Jimmy Hart said the other night they were at karaoke together, and apparently that story was collaborated.
Corroborated.
Yeah, and he.
Yeah.
What? He said that's Cap. He said it was Cap.
Cap.
Well, it's like that Dark Side of the Ring episode
And-
where Dustin kept saying, "Don't sell it, don't sell it." Like Hogan's old school, so I figured if there was something really going on, he wouldn't sell it. Nobody
Yeah.
from this era would. They got to keep it private, keep it.
Oh, yeah, no,
keep
He
it,
was
true.
in New
You
York.
gotta
in
live
March.
the gimmick, brother. You gotta keep the work alive.
Yeah, that's what he was
Right.
trying to do.
That
That's
is
what
how
he
they
was
do
trying
stuff.
That's probably what he was trying to do. What he was trying to do, he was trying to work death. This motherfucker tried to go ahead and pretend he was in ICU for probably a whole month, and he was gonna pop out at this promotion thing that he got with Bischoff the next month.
Bischoff
Surprise
and Angle,
everybody.
yeah.
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 Plus,
that's
he's
not
got a
happening,
bar.
right?
Plus, he's got a bar opening up in New York City, right across from the Garden. He was out
Yeah.
here in March.
Yeah,
He
he
was-
was.
He was out here in March, and they were like breaking ground on the bar that's going to be across from the Garden. So
He's got one in Florida too. I remember
Yeah,
seeing a clip
A
at
tiki
the
bar or
beginning of the
something.
year.
he's
Yeah,
got
it was like- it
the
was like New
shop
Year's
and
or
the
something.
restaurant. And I
Friggin'.
know a lot of people who have gone to the restaurant and said it's actually surprisingly really it's really good. Like you would
What,
never
Pasta Mania?
expect it. No, not
No.
No, not the
Oh
pasta.
God, possibly.
No.
No,
I'm
not
still mad at him.
positivity.
I'm still mad at him for dissing the George Foreman grill. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he said it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be his grill first. Oh,
George Foreman would have knocked
we're
his
gonna get
ass
into the
out.
Hogan lies. We're definitely
Yep.
gonna get into that.
No, I think
There's
what
too
Hulk
many.
Hogan did was, I think he saw Forrest Gump one day and was like, "I'm going to work the gimmick just like Forrest." That's
What's good,
Oh
Blaze?
Jesus!
We're messing up. We're messing up timelines here. He had to quit Metallica first before he stole from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, they ain't gonna sit
These
there and say,
guys,
"Oh, he was a." Go ahead, my dude. My bad.
these guys know how to play the cap stories for real. Like I remember when Dusty Rhodes said, "Man, George Belushi saw the Horseman was here." Man, George Belushi was dead.
Yeah, I remember that.
Man, look, nobody allowed more than that dude Hogan. Hogan, like you want to talk about Captain America? That's why he named himself Mr. America because he stay capping.
okay. That
Oh
gimmick was
man,
funny. I have a guilty
Constantly
pleasure for
stealing
that
from
gimmick.
Marvel.
I'm sorry.
what that Mr. America thing where he wore that
Yeah, that's why he
American?
was Mr. America because he stayed capping.
Oh
Yeah,
God, that American flag mask shit. I still don't know what the end game of that was,
he
but I
stole
ain't
from
gonna.
the Patriot. That was the
I ain't
Patriots.
gonna. The only thing I liked about that gimmick was that lie detector segment he did with Vince McMahon. That shit was
Oh, that was
hilarious.
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was great.
Oh God. At
The
least I don't
contract
dream
signing was
about
great.
the May Youngs of the world. And oh God.
You mean
Shout out
Here's a
to
Fabio
little
Bola?
here's a little backstory on that. So Hogan's original deal when he returned in '02 was a 1-year deal. And there were going to be some options like, let's see how it goes and we'll go from there. If you remember, right before SummerSlam '02, he disappeared. They did the angle where Brock took him out.
Yeah.
Him and Vince got into it over money. And Hogan, to his credit, Hogan was still drawing in '02. He wasn't the top guy, but he was selling a shit ton of merch,
Mm-hmm.
with the Hulk Still Rules shirts. And his stuff was doing well on TV. And he wanted to renegotiate with Vince, which is a total Hogan move. Hogan disappeared for about the last 4 months of the year and then popped back up that January. I remember, right before No Way Out, he popped up. And what happened was Vince, I don't know how Vince pulled this off. Vince said instead of signing him to like a new deal, Vince was like, it's almost like the injury time clause now. Vince told him, you owe me about 6 months. So why don't we just work the 6 months on the old deal and then we'll figure it out from there. That's why Vince had the out of, if it ever gets revealed to be you're fired on the spot. And sure as shit, there was a SmackDown at Madison Square Garden, June of '03. Hogan does the mask pull up thing, right? Showing the face. And they always filmed it as a, just in case things went south with Vince and Hogan, like they couldn't agree, they had that segment. So SmackDown was filmed on a Tuesday in New York. Thursday, Hogan says, I'm out. We're not going to come to a new deal. We're out. So, of course, when SmackDown aired, I think on Friday, they had the clip of Hogan pulling the mask up, and the show starts with, I guess, a clear, like, just separate pre tape of Vince saying, I was right. It was him. He's fired. And he was gone after that. That was done in case, for that exact reason, in case they couldn't come to new terms. So, but what to Terrence's point is, if they had reached an agreement, and let's say they agreed on a new 1-year deal that would have taken them into '04, whatever, let's say, how are you going to pay it off? I don't think they ever had an idea because the story I always heard was Vince knew they were never going to agree on money. That Hogan wanted '80s money, he wanted WCW money, and
Yeah.
Vince wanted to pay him
Yeah.
2002 Hogan money. And those
Bullshit.
numbers, the math doesn't math, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
You
even
want
Hogan
and they
said
were
you
never
want
going
all
to
this,
agree.
bro. You
Vince told him
want
to his
to
face. He's
be.
like, "You're not the man anymore." He's like, "You're not the man around here anymore." He's
He's
like,
not
"Hey,
you like you want Vince to overpay you like he did in the 80s and 90s where you got in a different era where I got a crop full of younger fresh talent that athletically are better, and I could break that money up and pay all of them.
Yeah, but you know what the problem with that is? WrestleMania 18 happened, and reaction wise, Hogan blew everybody, including Austin, including Hunter winning the title, out of the water. And you know what? Hogan Rock is not a bad match. Hogan Angle is not a bad match.
Yeah, like they had
Hogan
some decent
Triple H
matches.
is not a bad match.
They had some
So
decent
I
matches.
get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like, listen, Hogan's not a 5-star guy. He wasn't Jericho at that time, or Benoit, or Eddie, or guys like that. But Hogan also wasn't putting out those late 80 clunkers where it was just punch, punch, body slam, boot, leg drop, and
Shit.
go home.
Well, he
Remember,
had no.
shit,
He
Well,
remember
you
he
got
wasn't.
caught.
to.
Remember
He
he
had
caught
no
this dude.
choice.
He had caught this dude, Triple H with a diamond cutter. Remember that shit?
Yeah, I'm telling
Yeah,
you. And
he
go.
But
had no
You know what's
choice
crazy
though.
about Hogan?
yeah,
You know
and
what's
I also
crazy
never
about
said he
Hogan?
couldn't wrestle. You see him in Japan? Hulk wrestled his ass off in Japan.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that. Go watch the Japan matches with Muda. I think he teamed. Did he? I think he also teamed with Muda. Whatever. There's like 4 or 5 Japan matches from that '93
Yeah,
run.
it was wasn't it Inoki too? No, he ain't go up against Inoki.
No, I don't. No, not during that run.
It was Muda though. It
And I'll
definitely
tell
was
you right
Muda.
now, I want to know who that guy was in Japan for those 5 or 6 matches in '03, and why we never saw him here in the US. Because I think, and again, I'm talking about from an in ring and the character. If Hogan would have been that guy, especially in the later era of his run, I understand the 80s you didn't need to be, but if he would have adapted his style in the 90s, and he like I said, his matches weren't bad in '02 and '03. Hogan would be looked at way more differently.
Yeah,
Go
his
watch
Absolutely.
matches
those
against
Japan
I have
Tenryu
matches.
to
Is not the
I
same guy.
and
Not
I have to
his
nowhere
match
fact
near
check
against
it.
Tenryu was
something today.
legendary.
I have to fact check something John said before we went on the air. Unfortunately, is correct. Very depressing. So with Terry Bollea's passing today, this makes WrestleMania 12 the last WrestleMania main
No,
event where the main
not the
eventers are
last,
alive.
Chris. Chris, no, the earliest.
Oh, the earliest. The earliest, yeah. So the earliest WrestleMania main event with the 2 main eventers being alive is now WrestleMania 12. So if you go from WrestleMania 1 to WrestleMania 11, all parties are deceased or
Or
one of the
some
parties is
sort of
deceased.
combination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's
How
Damn.
crazy is
wild.
that?
That is wild. Wait,
Let me
what
get
was
to
the
the
main? Wait,
hold
hold
on.
on.
Let me get to
What
the
was?
chat real quick. Give me 1 second. See what y'all talking about here in the chat. Y'all know y'all part of the show also. That was a Japan show where Jared hit him with the guitar at the press
No,
conference. So definitely
no.
remember that.
No, it
That's in
wasn't.
Hold on.
2002.
Hold on. Let me get to the chat. Let me get to the chat. Oh, okay. It was 2010 when he showed up in TNA. Jay Millie says it should have been Hogan and Austin at Mania 18. Yeah, but these two didn't want to do the job, so it ended up being Scott Hall doing the job for Stone Cold. Uh, he also said he was going to sign, and politics happened. Let me see. My dude Roberto Rodriguez. Weapons to all. Are we comparing those? Are we comparing these flip flops bums to the immortal Hulk Hogan? Oh shit! Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
I was just gonna.
Hogan
Hey,
match. Hold on. I'm almost done. Hogan matches in Japan was real good. He was actually working.
Yeah, in the 80s.
yeah.
Here come Hilberto. You see him, right?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
What was
And
your question, TKO? You're
hold
asking
on.
about a main
Y'all
event?
gotta
Oh, okay.
give me a second. I know y'all we having a great discussion. I appreciate it. Just give me a second. I'm almost done. This dude Black Sauce said the Iron Sheik will be resting in hell, saying Hulk Hogan out. But wow, yeah, he would say that too. Pause. Fuck Hulk Hogan, I'll butt fuck ya. We don't need that in the USA. Thank you, Roberto. Yeah, they fiend out. I'm reading over here. But go ahead, y'all.
I was just gonna ask. I just because I didn't remember what was Mania 12's main event again.
Brett Shawn, the Iron Man match.
Oh yeah.
That shit was so forgettable. I always thought that Iron Man
Yeah,
match was overrated. Like fuck.
so all of them in order. Since I'm like a wrestling encyclopedia, I can actually remember all of them. Mania 1 was Hogan and Mr. T against Piper and Mr. Wonderful. Mania 2 was Hogan and King Kong Bundy. So Bundy's gone. Uh, WrestleMania 3, Hogan Andre, and they're gone. WrestleMania 4, Randy Savage and Ted DiBiase. Randy's gone. Ted's still with us. Mania 5, the Mega Powers collide. They're both gone. Mania 6, Ultimate Challenge, Warrior Hogan. They're both gone. Mania 7, Hogan and Slaughter. Slaughter's still with us. That's good. Mania 8, Sid Vicious, Hogan. We lost Sid recently, unfortunately. Mania 9 was Bret and Yoko. We lost Yoko a while back. Mania 10 was Bret and Yoko. Again, Yoko. Mania 11, Bam Bam and LT. We lost Bam Bam. So yeah, Mania 12 is Bret and Sean. So and that's where we're at right now.
Wow, that's wild.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, don't get it twisted. It's crazy, but I wasn't never that deep into it. I remember all the people that passed though. But like that's good trivia. But for me, I'm just like,
Man.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's something else, and it's it was something. I don't know how old everybody is. I always forget, but I grew up in that peak '80s time. I mean, I started watching in '85. This is my 40th year watching, and I mean,
around the same. Like I've been watching it since I was like 8, I think.
Yeah, I was 8 as well. I was 8 as
Yeah,
well.
same
I'm born
same
in
here.
66.
I was 8 too.
I was sick, and it was in Chicago. If you know Chicago in the '80s, major wrestling place.
Yep.
You either were one or you weren't one.
Lots of NWA. Yep.
Yep.
They even I think they even named the Starcade the Chi-Town Rumble.
Yeah.
That's how big of a market it was. Yeah. Chicago was huge.
Well, Chicago was part of Vern Gagne's AWA, like part of that territory. Chicago was one of the territory days. That's where Hogan got his name. Like that's where, and Mean Gene Oka. So I'm very familiar with all of them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've talked about it a bunch in the chat today. Yes, there is a difference between Hulk Hogan, the performer and the character, and Terry Bollea, the person. And I think we all agree Terry Bollea was a pretty shitty ass person.
Yes.
But Hulk Hogan, the character and the persona and the performer. I said this today, and I know Toph, you kind of no-sold it a little, but break it all down.
Wow.
He definitely kicked out.
Let's be realistic here. Nobody is here doing what we're doing right now, and nobody is anywhere near as big as they are today without him. And that's
I agree with that. I
Flair
definitely agree
wasn't
with
the
that.
guy. Rick Martel wasn't the guy. Bruno wasn't the guy unless it was literally the 4 blocks of Madison Square Garden. There wasn't a guy. Graham wasn't that guy. Backlund definitely wasn't that guy.
Well, here's the difference,
was
though.
it?
You can name all the names you want,
I think Backlund was the first one. I think
Backlund was their stud, but what I'm saying is,
but they said he was so boring.
You can't compare that because that was the territory days. Hulk Hogan became the superstar because they merged. They killed the territories, so he represented everybody.
Yeah, but Hogan was
because
getting big
we didn't know.
That.
Like I knew about Hogan in Chicago, but they didn't know about him in Cali because in the territory system that wasn't. You know what I mean? You didn't really have him like that.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's be realistic here. You don't do WrestleMania 1 without Hulk Hogan. The night before WrestleMania 1, Hulk Hogan hosted Saturday Night Live. Hulk Hogan was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. So even if you didn't know him because he didn't perform in your territory from a national scope, you got Sports Illustrated all over the country. Saturday Night Live is on TV all over the country. Hulk Hogan's rockin' wrestling all over the country.
He was on.
Yeah, that was because the WWF became a non-territory. It became the product. That's when they merged across everybody.
Yeah. Like when WWF, when WWF became like legitimate, like when it came worldwide, Yeah, it was no more territories around. They packed them all up.
Yeah, but you still had the part of the territories. That's my point. WCCW in Texas and those areas was still around. The AWA was still around for a
But
bit.
they weren't nationally televised everywhere. Only way you could see those is
Yeah.
if you had cable. I had
Right,
Or
cable.
you
That's the only
lived in
reason I
that
knew about
town.
other
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
right.
I
Or
ain't
the
gonna lie.
magazines or
Well then,
whatever.
well then you had it better than I did because I remember watching wrestling when we was before cable when we still had those antennas on our TV.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Channel
same.
9. Channel
Same.
9.
it
Saturday and
depended on
Sunday
Right.
where you're at.
mornings.
Like
You had
that's why
Superstars
it's
and
like
Challenge.
Jim Cornette and Dean Ambrose had the exact same story about going outside onto their roof with their TV antenna and a long foil just so they could catch more wrestling.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That is
Right. Motherfuckers
universal.
was bro.
There's one
Motherfuckers was
more thing
steel.
that we need
Motherfuckers
to
had the
talk
steel
about.
cable. I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one thing that's very important to the lore. Um, Rocky 3. Rocky
Yes.
Yep.
3 is basically the bridge between wrestling pre WrestleMania and wrestling post WrestleMania. Rocky
Yep.
3, it to me is if I had a child, because I don't currently have any kids, but if I did have a son or a daughter, I would say that if you're a wrestling fan, you need to watch Rocky 3 at
Hell
Yep.
least
yeah.
once. It's required viewing because it basically set the table for
Yep.
the WrestleMania concept.
And wasn't Thunder Lips? Thunder Lips, he was racist in that
Yeah,
shit too.
Yeah.
yeah,
He was calling Rocky a meatball.
Yep.
right, right.
Like
And
Jesus.
Vince's
I'm okay with
dad.
that.
Yeah, Vince Senior.
That's okay. We
Vince
let that
Senior
pass.
did not want Hogan to do the movie. In fact, Vince Senior told Hogan if he did the movie, he would fire him, and then Hogan did it anyway. But
Yeah.
Vince
Wait.
Jr., the Vince
I
that we
thought
know,
no. Wait. Hogan was still in AWA before that.
Yeah.
Vern Gagne didn't want him to do it.
oh,
Yeah.
right? Okay, Vern Gagne
Yeah,
didn't
he
want to
was
do the
in
movie.
WWF. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in
Right,
and
right.
Vern
Well, anyway,
Gagne
Vince liked it though.
with his
Vince
pedo protect
basically,
Yep.
himself.
yeah,
And that's when all that mess with Hogan was supposed to beat Bockwinkel
Yep,
and
he was
run with the
supposed to be the
AWA
guy.
title. And they did like
yeah.
some false finish. Hogan, they thought Hogan won the belt, but then I think, yeah, the whole thing with the movie happened and Gagne fired him. They stripped him of the title. And then that was it. Vince was like, come on, I got plans for you, pal.
Well, you remember what Bobby the Brain Heenan said AWA stood for, right? And he didn't lie. All the world's assholes.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy was before my time. I think the only other person who was really close to Hogan was superstar Billy Graham, but he came a little too early. If he had just come a little bit later and he was younger,
Whoa.
it
Well,
would
no,
have
he
been
was the blueprint. He was the
possible.
blueprint for what Hulk Hogan would
Yeah.
become.
Right. He was
And
the
Bob,
first person. He was the first person, and again, this is before my time, but superstar Billy Graham was like, I guess he was the first person where it was like he was over and he was selling merch and he was a draw and like everything was going good. But Vince Sr. was like, nope, you're not my
Nah.
guy. So I guess you could say he was like one of the earlier examples of here's someone that's organically getting over, but it wasn't part of the plan. So it's like we're gonna go in our direction, even though we got this little thing in front. Then, of course, unfortunately, Billy became very bitter after the fact. But even if
Yeah.
they had went with Billy, I think that was like what, like a couple of years before Hogan was even in the game.
Yeah.
So
Because
And Billy
Graham
also
dropped
was
it back
Let's see
when.
what Jay Millie talking about right here. He said, "Remember, Mania 10 was a double championship match. Luger went first against Yoko,
Yep.
then Bret and Yoko."
yeah,
Yep.
I
I
thought that
still
was
think that.
9.
you know,
I,
since they're
I
doing
still
two
think that was.
nights,
Speaking of Yoko, remember when Yokozuna crushed Hulkamania?
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Well,
still
yeah,
think
that
that.
goes back to the Japan run. Hogan made
since
that
they're
stupid comment about the WWF title versus the IWGP title, and Vince was
Yeah,
like, "The fuck you're saying
and
that
yeah,
shit?
he punished him, yo.
You're getting
Because
squashed by
Hogan
a
wasn't. He's not
photographer."
shit. He does not shit. Like, why would you sit
yeah.
there and say that?
Well, it was funny because in Japan they take their wrestling a hell of a lot more seriously than they do in
Yeah.
America.
But
Like,
still,
Yeah,
out there,
you're
you're an
shitting on
athlete. You're not an
your
entertainer.
own
My
company.
biggest knock on Hogan, and there's a lot of knocks you can have against him, but if I'm just focusing pure on wrestling, the biggest knock on Hogan is at no point, like once he was a made guy, in my opinion, he never got the memo that it was time to move on from him. He was always looking for another run. He never at any point put his foot down and just said, "That's the guy, right?" No, whether it was WWF,
Never.
WCW, even when he went
No.
back to WWE, he was always trying to weasel his way for another run.
You know
TNA.
what the problem is, though? And it's crazy. And I saw it on a DVD years ago, him say this. And I went back and watched. And it was one of those rare times where you're like, holy shit, he's right. He talks about WrestleMania 6, the ending. And he said, I think it was on like the Warrior DVD. When you win and you're having your big moment, but the crowd is watching me leave, you're done. And I was like, no way. And I went back and watched Hogan Warrior after that because I'll never forget this. It stood out with me. And I was like, holy shit, for once, he's actually telling the truth. He's right. It's true. Warrior's celebrating in the ring, pumping those titles. The fireworks are going off. And they had WrestleMania 6, they had those carts that brought everybody to the ring because
Yeah.
the walkway was so long. Hogan's on the cart. And you see, while Warrior's celebrating, people are turned looking at him. And WWE, to their credit, only did one camera cut to Hogan. They tried their best. They kept the focus on Warrior. But even for that 2 seconds that they had the camera cut on Hogan, everybody was watching Hogan leave. And it was like, holy shit.
Hogan, he was a hater.
He's right. No,
Right.
no,
It
he's not
wasn't
a hate.
right.
That's not being a hater.
Now
It's
Hogan, no, I'm
being
not
right.
saying in that instance. I'm saying like he didn't want Warrior to. He always said that Warrior wasn't ready to be the WWF champion. He
That's
hated on
fine.
Warrior.
Like, I'm not
And
gonna
looking
hate on
back
Hogan
on
for
it,
that. That was
and looking
1990.
back
What I'm
on it,
saying is,
looking back on it, he was kind of right because
Yeah,
look
he
what
was.
right.
happened.
That Warrior
That's fine.
run was
What I'm saying
rough.
is that even after Warrior, like when you go past 1990, there were many other times where it's like, okay, it's time to pass the torch, and he never did. He was never willing to do it, even when he was put in a situation where he should have did it. Like, this was the fact that blew my
The,
mind
the,
because
the, the biggest thing
I
that
was a
comes up is
WCW
Brett.
guy. Every single
Yeah, I was gonna think
WCW
about. I'm thinking
champion,
about
like
Brett.
as soon as Hogan went, as soon as Hogan went to WCW, every single person that ever held that title, minus I think Booker and DDP, they had some connection to Hogan. Everybody, like they
Yeah.
either feuded with Hogan, they were grouped with Hogan, or they had like some type of rivalry with Hogan. There was barely like anybody that touched the WCW title that had like think about it, like Luger, he beat Hogan. Goldberg, he beat Hogan. Nash was with Hogan. Savage was with Hogan.
Yeah,
Sting had the big rivalry against Hogan. Like Steiner was with Hogan because he was in the NWO. Jarrett kind of
Yeah,
linked to Hogan. The only
Yeah,
champions that
Right.
really got the title that had like no connection to Hogan was Booker T and DDP.
DDP.
That's
Yeah.
it.
hmm
Just those two.
Right.
Every
but
single
yeah.
other
but
person
hold on.
was
Let's
connected to
let
Hogan.
Coked Out Sean go ahead. Go ahead, Coked Out Sean, because it's been a while since you said anything.
Yeah. Yeah, what I was gonna say about the Warrior thing is like it's just what the company does, man. I mean, at the end of the day, he was the guy, but he wasn't the guy. If you get my drift and what I'm saying, because it's always been that way. Like, yeah, you got the belt, but at the end of the day, Hogan is still. It feel like he's the guy. It feels as though he can come back and just take that shit. That's just how it's always been booked.
That's the
It's the
next.
same.
Yeah.
But how was he booked? Like, remember, I don't think Warriors really booked. Like, how long did he have the belt?
He had it for
Yeah,
like
Warrior
10
a good
months.
year, but see, I
Warrior
think
Months.
what happened,
Yeah.
I think
He
what
didn't make a
happened was he
year.
already beat half of these guys. Like everybody that he was challenged, he done beat already. So he didn't really have any fresh matchups. Now, what I would have done, and maybe this is a far fetch, but it could have been a dope match with him and Debo.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I heard it was like this last interview. Debo was talking about Vince actually wanted to put the belt on him. That's what he said in the interview. And I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie, I believe
there was
him.
some talks, but they never went. They never went further than, "Hey, I got an idea. Oh yeah, what's your idea? Why don't we do this?" Nah. But I heard it was brought up a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Well, there's
I
only
think
one of
what hurt Warrior more than anything was he didn't really have anyone to play off of like Hogan did. Hogan had a lot of people as foils, whether it was Mr. Wonderful, Andre, Macho Man, Piper, Flair. He had many different opponents that could bring out the best of him. when you think of Warrior, the only feud I can really think of in WWF that was like, well, yeah, it was the Rick Rude feud.
Yeah.
And really, that's it. Really, just Rude. I mean, they had a
Yeah.
great match at what was that, Mania 5?
5.
Was it
Yeah,
Yeah.
5.
5?
Yeah.
5,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Honestly,
they
I
did
thought
back-to-back SummerSlams.
I thought they did all of Warrior's feuds. I think they feuded with him with people that could have been in the main event too early. I mean, look at everybody he fought before he won the title from Hogan.
Mm.
I thought
Beat
the
everybody.
feud I thought his feud with Taker could have been close to like a SummerSlam main event because the contrasting styles, but he feuded with everybody already too early.
What was
And plus,
weird
Taker was
about
a
the
rookie.
what was real quick, what was weird about the Warrior title run, and you look at who the heels were at the time. Okay, the Rude feud coming out of Mania. Okay, I guess that makes sense. He did a ton of house show matches with Mr. Perfect. They were kind of loosely feuding. And then before he got to Savage and Slaughter, the one guy I'm surprised he didn't do a title feud with was DiBiase. He did not do a world title feud with DiBiase, and I was actually, looking back on it, that one surprised me.
Mm.
Hmm.
Didn't DiBiase win the belt once or no?
No, he did
It
not.
depends.
No. No.
He was awarded the
Officially, no.
title.
Officially, no. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Henny, you got a point, man. Like, damn.
Half of NWO is gone. Yeah, that's true.
Probably not half the
I think the only surviving members are Nash and X-Pac, right?
Of the
original
core,
members.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Yep.
original
Yeah,
members.
Steiner, yeah, Bagwell, yeah.
Okay, now this
Who,
also needs
who's
to be
that?
talked
Was that
about
was
too.
your pit bull, your pet dog? No, I guess he walked away. He just turned his camera on. I don't know.
Okay, he's back now. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Hey,
that's his
doggy.
dog. Nice.
Keep it.
That's Cash. He doesn't like being. He's not in my room, but
Now, what I was going to say is this also needs to be discussed too, because this doesn't get talked about enough, and I'm almost certain that it'll be mentioned probably a lot quicker now. It'll definitely be a topic on Dark Side of the Ring at some point. But another reason why a lot of modern day fans don't care about Hulk Hogan, and this needs to be talked about, the damage that he and Bischoff did to TNA needs to be studied. I was there for it. They
I agree with
absolutely
that.
ruined the momentum that
Yeah.
company had. I was a
Totally
TNA
agree.
regular back then. I used to go to TNA shows all the time. I've told the story several times here on this podcast. I will continue to say it. I'll never forget it. I will remember it like it was yesterday. 2009 main event, final resolution, AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels for the TNA Championship. They're out there and they're killing it. And there were loud, audible, "We don't need Hulk" chants. And I was
Yep.
like, ooh, because it had leaked that they were going to bring Hulk in and
Well,
stuff like
what
that.
they did was they did the press conference in September, and they didn't have him show up until January. It's like, why would you let that sit out there for 3.5 months that he was
Right.
coming?
Didn't
So
he just
AJ,
he got
so
didn't they wasn't that the time Jarrett hit him with the guitar and then he just
No,
disappeared?
no,
no,
that was in the
That was
beginning of NWA TNA.
that
yeah.
was
That's when he was. Yeah, that's when he was
2002.
in Japan. That's what Jay Millie was
Right.
talking about.
Now, I
Oh,
just want to make
oh, all
something
right.
very clear. I just want to make something very clear to any fans out there. TNA at the end of 2009, it was not perfect by any means, but it was
But
in
it
the
was
most
damn good.
it was in the most stable condition that it had ever been in that point. They had just come
Yeah.
off the main event Mafia stuff. A lot of the X Division guys like AJ and Joe and
We're
Daniels were
taking the step
finally
up.
being pushed as like heavyweights. They had brought in new guys like Pope and Nigel, who was known as Desmond
Yep.
Wolf. They were finally starting to push tag teams like Motor City Machine Gun,
Beer
Beer
money.
Money, British Invasion. They were finally starting to kind of get away from Awesome Kong and Gail Kim. They were finally starting to push like other knockouts. So the
Yep.
company was it was in a state. If I could describe TNA in like 2009 in one word, it would be stable. If they
Yep.
just kept going at what they were doing, who knows what they could have been. And then Hogan and Bischoff came in and they fucking exploded the entire company. I was there at the fucking show at Genesis. Christopher Daniels, who just wrestled a fucking 30-minute classic with AJ, was in the opening match against Val fucking Venus.
And
lost to
lost.
Val Venus in
And he
5
lost,
minutes.
and that whole front row turned their
Got him
Yeah,
backs. I
in
remember
30
motherfuckers
that
started
minute
episode.
leaving.
match.
People started
I
leaving the
remember.
venue. They was over it. Like, what the
I
fuck are we
remember
doing
that
here?
shit.
I'm 37 years old. I've seen a lot of wrestling fans complain about something from different companies, and they just be like, "Oh, this sucks," whatever, and then they end up
Yeah,
like
that was.
watching a week later. That's one of the few times I've ever seen like fans complain, and they never came back. Like
Yeah,
the
well,
damage that Hogan did was just. Also, there was another thing too. He tried to destroy the 6-sided ring. It was like some angle he tried to do
yeah.
where he was going to destroy the 6-sided ring, and the fans weren't going for it. So they very quietly got rid of it. Like the biggest acknowledgement you ever got. I think Hogan said something like, "Y'all had 6 sides and y'all didn't get it done, brother," or something to that effect. I don't
Yeah,
remember
it's time to
exactly what he said.
step up to the big leagues.
Well, the
Something
funniest thing
like that.
about that was like two things. Number one, the 6-sided ring wasn't the most outrageous because in freaking Mexico they had 8-sided rings at
Yeah.
that
They
time.
did? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they did. As a matter of fact, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So that was thing.
They
But
had a
also
whole octagon.
when
yeah.
out here in Vegas, which is where Mike Tenay lives, when I worked at the Cleaners, I used to talk to him a lot. And you bring up Hogan around him, he's a polite guy. I got to tell you, Mike Tenay is one of the real cool guys. He will not talk bad. The only time I heard him talk bad was when he came into my store and he said, "AJ Styles, what the fuck were they thinking?"
Getting rid when they got rid of him. Yeah,
No, he just
Let me see what's up with my dude Black Soul. What he said. Understand Nash being sad. Nash owes Hogan his career, him and the clique. Yeah, Nash, yeah. Of course Nash is gonna feel away, you know.
Yeah,
You know, they made big business, man. Like
they
when
did. I
NWO had
mean,
pulled up, man, that shit changed wrestling forever. To this
Yep.
day. To this day, they trying to fucking recreate the whole takeover angle, like NWO, whatever the case may be, and they could never mimic it.
That was
Right,
so.
that's my
Wait, do they-
biggest knock on Bischoff, because that's all Bischoff ever did. Whether he was in WCW, WWF, or even when he went to TNA, everything he's ever done has just been a failed recreation of the NWO. Whether it was
Yep.
the New Blood, Millionaires
Yeah.
Club, whether
Yeah.
it was the Aces and Eights, Immortal, whatever, it was always like a hostile takeover thing.
Yeah, that's the best idea Bischoff ever had, and it wasn't even
Yeah,
his
you know
idea.
what? Say what you will, but Tony just tried to do that too with the Death Riders.
Yeah, he did. This
Yeah.
is
It's
not
just
your
a
company
Bischoff thing.
anymore.
I get tired of
I-
animation. He didn't create that. He stole it from Japan.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
he
Bullet
did.
Club, yeah.
Just like
funny to me.
our last
That's why-
conversation we had. Wait, the
Oh, no,
last
not the
conversation
Bullet Club.
each other. Remember we were talking about like
Hold on. You sound. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Anubis. I wanted to tell Coked Out Sean. I don't know. It's like your mic was little choppy. That's why
Okay.
you was a little you sounded a little choppy.
Yeah.
Am I good now?
Much better.
Mhm.
What I was trying to say
Yeah.
was that besides the stealing of it, like we were talking about it last time you had a live where we were talking about you guys were saying that the great stuff like imitations never seem to make it, and I went, well, Attitude Era was an imitation of ECW and it did it. NWO was the classic Japan angle, and it got over.
It was Attitude Era was trying to counteract ECW, but it was a little bit more PG-13 than ECW was. They never used like glass or barbed wire that much.
Yeah.
But
It
the
still had limits in
storyline
98.
ECW stars.
Well, yeah. Well, that's because of Paul. That's Paul Heyman's fault. That's Paul Heyman's fault. He wouldn't pay these dudes.
Yeah.
I think WWF was more inspired by Car Crash TV, like Jerry Springer, than ECW.
So, according to Cornette.
That's Russo's wave. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, but you know what? Cornette could say what he wants, but for 2.5, 3 years, you know what? That style, which, listen to me, bro. I'm shooting as long as the day is long, bro. It worked. It worked, And
I'm glad you mentioned the Heyman thing, because I never really had an opinion of that when I was younger. But now that I'm an adult and I've worked and shit, I feel like Mike Awesome, he did the right thing. Like he
Hell
wanted to be
yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
And
Oh
Even
yeah.
at that time, I was like, "What the fuck y'all got going on?" Oh, he's a traitor.
No.
Yeah, y'all not
right.
paying me, and I'm the
Well,
champion. Fuck
you,
y'all.
you
Remember what
know,
Bob
Yeah, but you know whose fault that
said?
was?
The
I'll
object of a
tell you.
to make money.
I'll tell you whose fault that was. Spike TV. If
CNN. They were
Spike
CNN.
TV
Oh,
Yeah,
didn't
TNN, right,
CNN.
right.
listen to
Yeah.
me, listen to me. If Spike TV didn't screw them on the TV deal, Heyman would have had money to pay those guys and keep those guys. The problem was Spike signed the ECW deal the beginning of 99. I was actually at the first TV taping for the Spike TV shows. It was at the Elks Lodge. It was the show when the Dudleys left, Raven came back. They gave us RVD versus Jerry Lynn. Like, that
Yeah, it was
show
awesome.
was crazy.
I
yeah.
remember that. I
Then
remember
the
that.
problem is Raw became available.
Yep. That is what it
And
yep.
they
The
went,
crazy thing about it is ECW survived literally off of fan support because they were never advertised on their channel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was word
Right.
of mouth. I
And
used to tell
if you look at the last days of ECW, like before they died, like yeah, they were still doing violent stuff, but it was getting more technical, like towards the end.
yeah, you
With
were
like
getting more guys like
wrestlers,
Jerry Lynn, Steve
right?
Carino. You weren't
yeah.
Yeah.
getting just the
So,
gangsters and Public
so I
Enemy
think
anymore.
And the females were
right,
jazz coming in representing the females as proper wrestling. Because before that
right.
it was
Yeah.
So
just
I think if
candy.
ECW had never died, I think if ECW had never died, what you saw in like early TNA and early Ring of Honor, it would have been an ECW instead. And a lot
Yeah.
of the guys that we were introduced to in TNA and Ring of Honor, like AJ, Daniels, Joe, Punk, Aries, and basically like just that whole indie
Joe
class,
and
like
Punk,
2000,
Joe and Punk 100% would have went to ECW.
Hell yeah.
right?
Well,
Oh yeah,
in a
for
way, he was
sure.
already in ECW. Remember?
Right.
In a way, yeah.
In
In
a
a
way,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
his own worst enemy. And I
So
you know,
this dude Blaze said Ric Flair was probably close to dying, but then he did his temper tantrums like he getting moved from side, then came back to life.
he also cried, according to Scott Stein. He's like, Ric Flair will just cry and then he'll get his fucking way.
Yeah, he was crying talking to TMZ about Hogan.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
he,
I saw
that
that video today. Yeah, Flair was in. Flair took it back because I hate to say this, and I know it sounds so fucked up. Flair probably knows he's next. Like,
That's the
Yep.
main reason why he crying, right?
like,
Yep.
you
Oh
know, it was always
man.
that race between Hogan and Flair, and Flair probably just realized, "Fuck,
He's
I'm
like,
next."
oh shit, the
I
immortal
would
one is dead.
Let me ask you this, and then I gotta hop off. What do you do tomorrow night?
Might as well.
Uh,
They've been promoting his punk ass bear, so might as well give him the 10 bell salute.
hey, wait.
Besides that, you can't just do a 10 bell on the stage. Let's
I
be
don't
real.
think they're gonna do a 10 belt salute, and if they do, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be everybody. They're
They're
probably
gonna do
just.
something. They're gonna do like a video package or something. They're just gonna ignore it. I doubt they're just
They
gonna
can
do it.
always do some YouTube upload, get wrestlers to,
Oh, they
Nah,
did. They already got
you're gonna
him.
have eyes on that show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think what you do is I think you mix it. You do a mix of both. You stay the course with what you're planning for SummerSlam. Like Orton and Jelly Roll are gonna be there. Drew and Paul. Cody's gonna have a segment. I'm sure Tiff and Jade will be there in person. But like what I could see them scrapping is, let's just say they were gonna do Loomis against Andrade.
Ah.
I could see that
Ew.
getting scrapped. You
Well,
Please
know,
scrap that. Nobody trying to see that.
They were supposed to be. They were supposed to fight for the tag titles tomorrow. So I'm
I
assuming
think
that.
that a lot of
Well, hold on.
fans
Let
are.
TKO finish. Go ahead,
Oh, okay.
TKO.
Okay.
I was just gonna say they were gonna have Andrade and Phoenix versus the Wyatt Six for the tag titles tomorrow.
Yeah,
So yeah,
all I
that'll
was gonna say
probably
is
get scrapped.
I think a lot of fans are, because I've been looking at some of the reactions online. I think a lot of fans are kind of in denial about, because like when someone dies, that's unfortunate, but I think a lot of fans don't truly understand just like how done with Hogan WWE was prior to this, because we just had Saturday Night Main Event that was Hogan's whole. That was his show.
Yeah, but Chris,
that was his show, and they
Chris,
completely
listen to me.
removed his likeness from it. Like none. They
Yeah,
got
but
And he
listen,
only
Piper,
has himself
Savage.
to blame,
listen.
and that's the thing.
Can I
Listen to
interject?
me. There's a difference between saying, yeah, the Netflix thing went completely wrong and shit. We're going to scrap them from Saturday night's main event. But at the end of the day, Hulk Hogan, again, separating the two, Hulk Hogan died.
Uh-huh.
You can't blow that under the table. You can't.
I got
There
I
is
don't
something.
think they
no way
are.
you can. Now,
They're
I agree with whoever said it. You're
they're
not
not.
going to have everybody on that stage, and nor should you force
No,
everybody to be on that stage. It should be
no.
a thing. Listen, this is what we're doing. If you want to be a part of it, cool. If you don't want to be a part of it, cool.
Wait,
The one most important guy you need on that stage, besides Hunter, is Cody. As long as you got Cody, whoever else wasn't on that stage for whatever reason, it won't be a big deal. You
what I was
have to do something tomorrow night. You cannot just do a quick in memorial graphic and that's it.
what I was trying to say was, yeah, he's an icon. I'm not saying anything outside of that, but there is somebody that they did do the in memoriam for. It wasn't no 10 bell salute, and they did the video package for, and it didn't go over well. And that was Superfly. And not everybody knew what Superfly Jimmy Snuka was accused of or had done. But that whole weird, like it went over. It didn't even get a half. With Hogan, it might be different because
Probably what they should do. Probably what they should do. Now I'm thinking about it more. They'll probably. Well, if I was Triple H, what I'd do is remember that the first official Attitude Era Raw that started with Vince and that little speech in the room by himself, where he was kind of doing like the little monologue. I would probably have the show. I would have the show start with Triple H like either in a room by himself or maybe he's in the arena by himself, and he just does like a little monologue on Hogan, going through the highlights and stuff like that. Let it be about 2-3 minutes. Knowing them, they're probably doing this now, or if they haven't already done it, knowing them. Like a little monologue, the first 2-3 minutes, and then the show starts, is SmackDown as normal, and like every 2 breaks or something, have like a highlight of him slamming Andre or, something like that. And then at the very end,
How about this
highlights
right here?
Like do like highlights in between. Oh shit!
Give him the fireball. Give him the one that slaughter through the fireball at him. We need to get that one up next.
I think this is the match.
Last question before I go. Do you give anybody heat who wears red and yellow attire tomorrow night?
Hell no.
Who's gonna do it?
If they want to, that's their choice.
That's what I'm saying.
If they want to, that's up to them. I mean, a lot of them wear red and yellow regardless, so it's not going to be a surprise.
Like Andrade came out with like red and yellow pants tomorrow night. He always wears white. Andrade shit.
That's a good question though, because there's going to be some tributes. It's like how they're going to take these tributes.
The thing about Andrade's white thing, that's a tribute to the Saint, the biggest wrestler to ever come out of Mexico.
You mentioned Cody. John. I mean, I have no horse in this race. I feel like if you put Cody on there, because you know how tribal wrestling fans are, I feel like that's just going to give him heat. And they don't want that.
I mean,
unless they want to turn him. But
unless they're unless they're planning a double turn.
Matt Jackson
maybe.
posted a nice tribute to Hogan today, so the AEW fans could go turn on Matt. Okay.
Well, they already have. Well, technically,
I'm gonna run.
That's Balding Book, right?
All right, man.
All right, my dude. Take it easy. Thanks for pulling up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, this is what people don't understand. See, this is what people don't understand, though, and this is why you can't really get mad at these people's peers giving him tributes, because at the end of the day, they made tons of money off drawing money with him.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I can't take it away from him. I mean, regardless of how we may feel about him, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but he's part of the reason why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, it's just, I got to call a spade a spade. I ain't gonna sit there and cry about him, but hey, We can't rewrite history.
Hey, in that same defense, just like you said, I'm not taking away nothing from him. John Wayne, one of the greatest Western actors of all time. He's still an asshole.
Yeah, he was a racist too.
Yeah. That's not going to take away from John Wayne's significance to the industry. John Wayne is John Wayne. That dude is a freaking icon. Hulk Hogan's a freaking icon. Just because you're an icon and just because it's all that doesn't mean that I forget all the shit you did to offend me.
Of course not.
That's all I'm saying.
Tell Coked Out Shaw the story. I don't think he heard the story before, Anubis.
Oh yeah, back in Chicago, way back in the day. You know, I'm up there, up in the arena. We're watching the show. I'm in the backstage, in the back, and Hogan and Macho Man are coming through. And I ran up for an autograph. Hogan's like, "Get the hell out of my way!" And Macho Man's like, "Hey man, you ain't gonna remember this, but he ain't gonna forget it. Probably. Got to be careful how you treat people." This was in the '80s. Still like, yeah. So I was already sour on the guy. Every time I saw him on TV after that, I'm like, "Oh yeah, fuck this guy."
Yeah, there ain't no surprise at all, man, because even after they see him, told a similar story where he said he saw Hogan backstage. He tried to give him a pound or a handshake, and Hogan just blew past him like he was just some bum.
Exactly, and he would do that. And then it didn't help finding out that he's a racist later. I'm like, oh, okay, so not just some rando fan, but a little black kid. Okay. Nobody gonna care about that.
Oh hell yeah, Black. So I used to be watching Superstars early Saturday morning with either a bowl of cereal or a fucking bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Sitting there watching Superstars early morning. You would care like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I think.
My bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Hell yeah, every single Saturday, B.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, dude. When I see Miss Elizabeth Long Cavrace's body, brother.
Back in the day, yeah, those Saturdays was lit, man, because we had Saturday night main event, then we had WCW Saturday night, we had
oh man, Power Hour. Remember Power Hour? Pause.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. There used to be a lot of good programming on Saturday.
Man. I told my story before, man. Like, just even when I was a kid, I just never bought it. I never drunk the Hulkamania Kool-Aid. We all figure out wrestling's will work at different points in our life. And even when I was a child, like, I understood that these characters I was watching on television were basically just playing themselves dialed up to 11. I knew Macho Man was Macho Man. I knew Warrior was Warrior. I knew Sting was Sting. But Hogan, the eat your vitamins, say your prayers, thank the big man upstairs. Even when I was like 8 years old, I'm like, man, this dude is fake. I knew that physique wasn't natural. I knew he wasn't religious. I knew he didn't, because I went to Sunday school. So whenever someone says thank the big man upstairs, like I took that shit pretty seriously. So I didn't like it when people were sacrilegious. So just even when I was a kid, I was like, this dude's fake. I never liked him. Then as I got older and I learned more about like the dirt sheets and like the inside business and stuff like that, and I found out like what a politician he was and what a liar he was. I'm not a teenager at this point. That makes me. It's like
habitual liar. Like he just be lying just cause.
He screwed up.
Lying. He be lying about shit that don't even matter. Like that's crazy.
I should have been in the wrestler, but I thought the script was too good. So I told
with the whole Bam Margera shit, niggas sat there and put out a tweet saying that, I miss you, Bam Margera. Wish you was around so we could hang out. Bam Margera commented on the tweet like, I miss you too, but I'm alive. What the hell are you talking?
Hey guys, to change gears for a minute. It's a hypothetical question. Now I'm looking at the WWE Vault, and they got the face-off of Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. They had their match on SummerSlam. Did Randy ever get his lick back, or he just let that ride?
No, he never got his lick back.
He never got it back.
Okay, do you blame him?
Right?
No.
The receipt on Brock Lesnar. It's like only person I can get it is the other BL, Bobby Lashley. He's the only one I can see getting his receipt.
Remember, he made this dude Hogan pass out off the Brock lock.
I don't know. I don't know why Randy even did that match. All he got for his troubles was a concussion and a hole in his head.
Damn.
Well, he got he can leave and come back as many times as he wants to. His job's for life.
Because I was seeing it, I was like, hold up, did he ever get his lick back?
That you were talking about.
I felt so
Hold
sorry.
on, wait. I didn't
fans.
hear. Wait, hold on. Let Coke Down Sean. What you said again, Coke Down Sean?
Yeah, because I was like, hold up, man. He had to get his lick back. I'm like, he ain't hitting with RK. He just let it just let it ride, huh?
Yeah.
I
I
felt
don't
so
blame him.
sorry for a lot of fans when that happened because I know a lot of fans. I wasn't one of them, but a lot of fans always wanted to see that match because they had faced each other before, like when Randy was like a greenhorn and no one knew who he was. But people
Yeah.
wanted to see like the Legend Killer versus the Beast, or 2009 Psycho Orton. Like they wanted to see like Prime Orton versus Prime Batista. So that was not Batista, Brock. That was a big match. A lot of people were looking forward to that match and they were fantasizing about that match. And they went in there and they just did the absolute bare minimum. It was like suplex, 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 RKO. Brock no sold it, and he just beat the fuck out of Randy, and like they called it off. Like that was it. Like really.
Yeah,
Like,
those
I was
elbows
done.
was massive. Like he really,
Yeah.
he made him bleed the hard way.
I think that's when I was done with Brock after that. That was when I knew I was like, this dude doesn't care. He's just gonna do the bare minimum.
But he been said he was a mercenary. He don't. He's just there for the bread. He been made that clear.
Yeah, he's never lied about the fact that he's just there for the money. Like that, I gotta respect that. He said that from the gate.
Yeah, he's a mercenary. It is what it is. He come through to pack you up. Don't be a black champion around him either.
Yeah. Wait, but the reason for that is not racism. It's the fact that Sheldon Benjamin is the only person that's ever beat his ass continuously. Like, if I can't get Sheldon, I'm gonna get one of you.
You know Shelton Benjamin is Unc, or Benjamin Shelton, I should say. That's
Yeah.
Unc.
Oh my God.
He's actually he's legitimately the godfather of Brock's kids.
Yeah.
Like they're legit best friends, but it's like all those years, he's like Sheldon said he never could beat me, and he never could. So of course Brock's like, I got one of you.
This dude, John had brought up, he made me think of something. Because given the fact, you got the Andre the Giant Memorial, you think they're gonna have like a Hulk Hogan tournament or a Hulk Hogan type match, whatever the case may be.
Oh God! Don't bring that. Don't bring that.
I will not be surprised. You know, TKO is gonna milk the fuck out that dude.
They're not gonna do that, bro.
You know they're gonna try to figure out something.
But you know what
I
though?
know
Yeah, they'll figure out something. They're not gonna do a tournament. Nah, not a
There was-
tournament. No.
Though, from what you were talking about earlier, when you said every character is turned up and you can believe him except Hulk. The only thing that makes me sad when I think of people saying that is I'm like, oh my God, they mean Bret Hart's way more boring in real life.
Yeah, well, Bret looked like the type though. Bret looked like he smoke his weed and mind his business
and draws his pictures. He's a good artist, but I'm just saying, like,
he stays out the way.
You're like, wow, Bret, you are a boring guy, but you're an excellent wrestler. That's the dichotomy.
He was like, look, I had the right to be boring. Salt and pepper played with my nipples when they was popular at the time. So there you go.
What his spicy dinner consists of a nice boiled potato and a pinch of salt.
And he got the stamp from black people a long time ago. He good.
Well, that's
so is this true that Henny got us saying right here that Hogan would get a percentage of everybody's toy sales and merch sales and shit like that?
He probably did, knowing him.
That
was insane.
It wouldn't shock me at all. That's probably another reason. That's probably another reason why he called off Jesse Ventura's union.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I know Jack Nicholson had a similar deal when he did that Batman movie, the one from with Michael Keaton in 1989. Yeah, he had signed a deal where basically like I forgot the specifics of it, but he's entitled to like a certain percent of royalties off the Joker for life, like toys, video games, comic books, any other like live action adaptations. He gets like royalty checks off of it to this day.
Oh wait, that's not similar though. Like a deal like that, cool. He's making money off of his likeness. This dude Hogan, if that's true, he was making money over everybody else's likeness. That is insane.
What's funny though is what you just said about the Batman thing. Jack Nicholson wasn't the only one that got a deal off of that. Billy D. Williams did too. He got a percentage of every Batman movie because he was supposed to be Two-Face. Even the Joel Schumacher one with Tommy Lee Jones went straight to him.
Oh man, they should have went through with that shit, man. I would have loved to see Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent, like Two-Face. He barely had a role in the first one. Like, just he would have instead of Tommy Lee Jones, it would have been him, a black Two-Face.
Right. That'd have been interesting.
Although Tommy Lee Jones did his thing though, but
No,
yeah,
It just shows you how different culture was back then, because like nobody complained about race
yeah.
swapping, probably because social media didn't exist. But you do it now, it's like World War III. So
Well, the thing is though, is
Yeah.
that I would have been mad about Billy D. Williams playing Two Face, even though I knew it. I would just be like, "You're way too cool to be Two Face. I can't picture you."
That's the point, yeah. Because we all know him as a smooth Colt 45 drinking motherfucker, but have him like on some manic type shit. I'm
Man,
telling you, he would have. It
oh
would
man,
have been crazy. You'd be like, oh wow, that probably would have made his career a little different. Like, yo, this is we see Billy. I'm about to say Billy Crystal.
it would have been Billy D. Williams as Two Face. Probably would have had Heath Ledger walking as Joker. So
good point. Real good
Man,
point. Excellent point. But
my dude
damn,
King Leo, what's going on, my dude? Yeah, imagine that, King Leo. What if you know what I'm saying? He would have had Batman. Was it Batman Returns? Or no, that was Batman Forever. Batman Forever promoting Colt 45. You have like Batman Forever stickers on the Colt 45 40 bottles and shit.
that would have actually. I ain't gonna lie. That would have been a Batman. The Colt 45 on a Batman label. That would have actually been cool.
actually, when you really think about it, black culture has always like low key. No, I can't even say low key. It's high key. Black culture
yeah,
has always been in Batman movies because the only reason that movie even happened was because Prince put his stamp on it. Because Prince specifically wanted to do some songs for that Batman movie, and that was what really got
Yeah.
the ball rolling for it. And
Mm-hmm.
we almost got a Black Robin in Batman Forever,
Yeah, Marlon.
but that didn't happen.
Marlon Wayans. He was supposed to be Robin.
Michael Keaton. Those Batman's boots were actually Jordans painted black.
What's
Yeah.
going on, Mars? The Mars will
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior will be looking at Hulk Hogan and say, "Well, look what we have here." Oh, they all waiting for Hogan, all of them. Like, yeah, we've been waiting for this motherfucker.
Except Macho Man, because Macho Man don't need it.
They've been waiting for him. I told you, this dude Iron Sheik rubbing his hands like Birdman.
He can't wait. Everything.
Hot, make it humble. And then it's like, Linda Hogan's gonna have to get the fucking job now. What's she gonna do?
I know.
Like, who's gonna want that? Like, seriously, like, and I think she never had a job in her whole life. Probably some bullshit job when she was much, much younger, of course. Because how long they was together for? Like 40 years.
He met her in a boutique or some shit.
Oh yeah, that was her job. Yeah, but let's really be real. There ain't nobody trying to buy nothing from your steak and
I know his.
Only thing she can sell is this dude memorabilia. That's it.
Right. I know his son Nick and his current wife were with him at the end. Brooke was not. As far as I know, Brooke had basically disinherited herself from the family a long time ago. She basically told
like
Hulk
over a
and the mother.
decade.
Yeah, she told Hulk and the mother to basically fuck off. I just want to live a normal life. Stop contacting me. I think she moved to like a different country. She's married to someone else.
Yeah,
like,
they got
changed her
the
look.
twins.
Yeah,
She got married, got the twins, built a
I
whole
know.
family, and
Yeah,
moved on with her life.
I
And
don't
she
know how
said
she is now. I don't
she
know
said
how
she's
she
not
is
even
now,
using this
but
dude
yeah,
money. She's not even using this dude money. She made her own money.
yeah. I don't know how she is now, but yeah, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about that, as a matter of fact. Well, a few shows ago, we spoke about that. With the remember when Linda Hogan came out with her rant, and it's like, lady, go get a job.
Yeah, who are you? Except Hulk
Where
Hogan.
like you lived up like the minute you and Hogan divorced, you pretty much no one cared about you. Like
Yeah.
And
Motherfuckers barely cared about you when y'all was together. Like, let's really be real. She was the most boring character on Hogan Knows Best. We wasn't here for Linda stinking ass.
oh my God, right. Exactly. It was Hogan's show. People only cared what Nick was getting into, and because Brooke Hogan was hot. You were just there.
Exactly.
I just thought the whole dating your daughter's best friend or your son's best friend who happens to look like your son.
Weird.
Yeah.
Why do y'all always want to date motherfuckers that look like your kids? That's weird.
Yeah, remember like every single woman that he met, because he married like two women after Linda, and they both all look the same.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's and people don't want to talk about it, like him, and I always talk about it. Hogan, Vince, Trump, Harvey Weinstein, Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, all these Republican dudes, they on some weird shit. They always want to date chicks that look like their daughter or chicks that look like their mom, and it's fucking weird. It's some weird like groomer, pedophile, Drake type shit, and nobody wants to call that shit out. That's why you're seeing all this Epstein shit on the news, and Trump is like doing everything he can to just avoid the conversation, talk about something else. It's weird. It's weird. You know what I think? I personally think that it's from people. It's like they're so powerful, they have so much money, they have so much influence. I just think they're bored. I think that just getting a regular, normal, conventional female doesn't do it for them. They got to have some kind of weird kink. That's what I think. They're just that bored.
Well, what about Buck Zumhoff? Buck Zumhoff wasn't rich, and he pulled it off. And that's not elected. Rock and roll Buck Zumhoff. Yeah, remember what he got put in prison for.
King Leo said, has anybody found the videos of Ultimate Warrior in the hoodie and white mask talking shit about Hogan? I don't know. I thought YouTube took those videos down. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
I think.
Yeah.
I think his wife.
His rant is still up though. When he had that, was it like a 2-hour rant?
Yeah.
I think that video is still there. That video is still on YouTube.
I wonder if Macho Man is still up there, like his old shoot interviews he did on the like.
Still there.
When he's like, he kept calling him a wuss.
Yeah, the one where he's talking to that black dude. I guess he was like a radio disc jockey, and Randy was talking about he wanted to call Hogan for charity.
Radio disc jockey. Who says that? DJ, motherfucking DJ.
Also, during that time, that's when Macho Man had a black entourage. Because everybody he get with,
50 gave him the hood pass and all that. 50 was like, man, he good out here.
Well, he's Macho Man. Nobody ever. We always thought he was weird, but it wasn't like weird. You know what I mean?
He was like, he spit a freestyle on 106 in Park.
We're still like, what are you doing rapping, Macho Man?
Macho Man.
Yeah, Randy had to pass. Razor, Scott Hall, Razor had to pass.
Hell yeah.
Nash thinks he has to pass, but he doesn't. He thinks he does.
No, Nash. Nash is mad cool. Like I told y'all, I chopped it up like very, like not for too long. He's mad cool. Like he laughed at my little joke and all that shit.
No, I never said he wasn't cool. We just said he didn't have to pass like that.
No.
Like Hall had to pass.
He's cool in my book. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hello.
I'll tell you who's losing my respect though every year is Jim Ross.
Hold on, let me mute up Tope on the phone, told personal business.
Every time I hear something new about Jim Ross, it breaks my heart. That still hurts.
Yeah, man. Like, and it's like, of course, like I'll say me, I don't know about everybody else. I don't want to be up here bashing this motherfucker and making fun of him and shit.
Right.
I liked Hogan when I was a kid, but he bought this shit on himself.
I still love Suburban Commando. I still love
Oh God.
I still watch if I could. I used to watch the hell out of Suburban Commando. That was my movie.
Damn. I think Christopher Lloyd's like the last one left.
Right?
Because Shelley Duvall, she's gone.
Why'd you
Hogan
bring
is gone. Christopher Lloyd, he's still with us.
Oh, Wallace Shawn is still with us too.
Wallace Shawn? No, he's not.
I thought Wallace Shawn was still here.
Nah, he been had passed. You talking about the dude from The Princess Bride, right?
Nah, whoever played General Suter.
General Suter. It was it? Damn. It's been a while since I watched Suburban Commando. Like we already know though, B.
William Bell.
William Bell.
No, he died.
Yeah. But you already know, B. We gotta talk about this dude lies, man. We gotta go there with it. Like we gotta talk about Hogan's lies.
So many.
Yeah, let me pull.
We'll be here all day. We'll be here all day if we do that.
So many. That's
Right here
whole
on Reddit.
all the lies.
Let me see. So I see this on Reddit. So I recently went and revisited one of my favorite rabbit holes, The Lives of Hulk Hogan. You would think there's no way a pro wrestler real life claims are more ridiculous than storylines, right? But when you're Hulk Hogan, you tear apart truths like shirts and wear your lies prouder than your hot dog skin. These are only a few of the lies Hulk Hogan claims are true. Feel free to add more. We're going to start with my favorite. Says he wrestled 400 days in 1 year. Says since he traveled too much between Japan and the USA, the time difference added up and made it possible. What's the other
Yeah.
one? He was supposed to be the representative / sponsor in a series of grills that were going for sale, which we know is a Foreman grill. But he missed a call, and it was George Foreman who they called next that they got a hold of. He was supposed to play and even got approached by, he was supposed to play and even got approached to play bass for Metallica and Rolling Stones. The bands have refuted this many times. Not only once, many times. Like, yo, my dude, stop saying that. You're lying.
Well, the Rolling Stones are from freaking England. So there's the first problem there.
He's like, stop saying that. And, Hogan is like, well, whatever. You just don't remember.
Him discovering Kevin Owens.
Oh, God. Yeah, I remember that one. The wrestler director, Darren Aronofsky, offered the lead role multiple times, but Hogan said he turned it down as he didn't deserve it. Aronofsky had said Hogan was never even once considered. Was scouted out of high school that he was scouted out of high school that he was scouted by the Yankees and the Cincinnati Reds, who made Macho Man actually play amateur for out of high school, but an injury prevented that. That's the thing. Like, did he ever even play sports?
Not that I know.
Hogan.
Not that I know of.
How do you know of?
That I know of. I never knew him to be any type of sports guy. He played bass. I know that. Like I heard, I've heard that he used to play bass for real. Like he was actually in a band. But he was also like, you look at the band photo, he clearly looked like he didn't belong in a band. Like he's like, 6'6", and all these guys are like average.
That's why I was asking if he ever played any sports, because he always been a tall dude. So, most tall dudes.
All I know about Hogan is that he was tall. Him and Brutus Beefcake were like, BFFs, and they used to just work out. They were basically gym rats. Basically, they just went to the gym all the time, worked out. And Hogan saw a wrestling tape and was like, I want to do that. And you want to do it with me, brother? That being Brutus. And they were just like, okay. And it just basically just went to the gym every day, just worked out. And he went to a wrestling school. I forgot who his trainer was, but whoever his trainer was broke his leg on purpose, because that's just how it was back then. They would legit like fuck you up for real as a test to see how bad you wanted it. And after Hogan's leg was broken, he came back like a week later, like in crutches and stuff, and a leg cast, ready for his next lesson. As the story goes, that's when the trainers knew, like, okay, he's serious about it. Because I guess most people would be like, oh, fuck no, right? Yeah. So, and that's basically it. That's like, it was just, he was off to the races from there. And no matter where he went, whether it was AWA or WWF or WCW, to his credit, he always looked out for his friends. Like wherever he went, he made sure, like, Brutus was with him. He made sure that Mean Gene was with him. He always made sure his buddies that he met on the up and up got paid, which is admirable. But as we saw in TNA, that came back to bite the company in the ass, because nobody in 2010 wanted to see the fucking Nasty Boys as tag team champions.
Word. And remember, they was trying to have a program with the Dudleys, and all four of them looked crazy at the time.
Yeah.
Yo, they said I ain't heard this lie before about he claimed Mike Tyson was too scared to work with him in WCW and had to cancel a program with him in WWF when Tyson lost a boxing match. That one is new. I didn't hear that one before.
Right.
Like I remember him saying that he was supposed to fight Tyson in either it was either Pride fighting or UFC in a bare knuckle match. I remember that shit.
Yeah, I think he said he was approached to be in UFC. Then someone actually like asked Dana White if that's true, and Dana said that he would have to like look at the records because that was before, like, because UFC was like underground back then. Then after he did his research,
they barely had protective gear around that time. UFC.
UFC was awesome back in the day when it was Ultimate Fighting Championship, and you actually had what I thought was real mixed martial arts. Where you'd have a guy that did karate fighting a dude who did taekwondo, or you had a dude who fighting a dude.
They barely had protective gear. It was mainly bare knuckle. Like they didn't have no gloves or nothing like that.
But they also weren't 3-minute fights though, because the fights were a lot faster because fools were getting knocked out quick.
that's why Ken Shamrock was known as the world's most dangerous man.
That's when he was around. Yep, around. Yo, I didn't know Shamrock started off wrestling first. Then he went to UFC.
Yep.
I never knew that.
But one of the bad was Dan Severn, the original Beast before Brock Lesnar.
My dude, that's my dude, Mike Hagar from Final Fight.
I only found out about the Ken Shamrock Nasty Boy story last year. That's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, they did try to do something because the Nasty Boys are assholes. They've always been. Maybe that's why Maybe that's why them and Hulk got along so well.
One of the few true stories of Hogan, and it's one of the reasons why I guess Booker T will defend Hogan. According to Booker T, and Booker has no reason to lie about this. No black person has any reason to lie about Hogan, especially now, obviously. But Booker has always told the story. When Hogan first came in WCW, like at the very beginning, I guess Hogan was like in a creative meeting, and they're just talking about, okay, we're going to put the title on you, we're going to beat Ric Flair, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so his part of the meeting was over, and I guess creative was just talking about other stuff not involving Hogan, like the U.S. title, tag title, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So they were in the process of just figuring out, okay, who are we going to push, who are we going to make as our new tag team? And as the story goes, Hogan was in the meeting, and of course, the shit had nothing to do with him, so Hogan wouldn't care. So Hogan was like, "Oh, what are you guys talking about?" And they were talking, "Oh, we're talking about tag teams and who we're going to push." And Hogan just kind of looked at the roster. He looked at who they had, and he just said, "Push Harlem Heat." And Bischoff asked him why, and Hogan was like, "They're the best guys you got." Next thing you know, Booker and Steve Ray get a call. "Hey, we're giving you guys titles," even though they had been there for like three years, I think, at that point. Because they weren't always Harlem Heat. They had another name. I forgot what their name was.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Nubis or no, Nubis. That's. I remember the name was what? Wasn't the name like Kane and Cole from before?
Something like that. Yeah, something. Yeah, because their first gimmick was like low key slavery, like kind of. Because
they were ran by Colonel Parker. That was weird.
Right.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And it was like the allusion to it was they were alluding like perhaps like he was their owner and they were like slaves because it was fucking 90s. It was over the top gimmicks and shit. So, but yeah, according to Booker T, like
I'm not surprised Booker played a role like that.
According to Booker, like not long after Hogan came in, next thing you know, they got a phone call and it was like, "Hey, you guys are getting a push, but we're gonna completely repackage your look. We're gonna call you Harlem Heat, and the rest is history." And it's funny because as I'm sitting thinking about it, I don't remember seeing Harlem Heat on TV as much until Hogan came in.
But you know what else is funny? Of course he liked them. They were 6'8" black guys.
Exactly.
But also the part that makes me mad about Bischoff when it comes to Harlem Heat is that Sherry was with them. They were actually real good friends. They, like family, and they fired her without telling them. That's what Stevie Ray said. Right. It basically felt like Bischoff said, "Fuck y'all."
Yeah.
I'm trying to find some fresh lies. I know us here, we heard like most of these shits, but I'm trying to find some fresh ones.
Yeah.
Hard to find some fresh Hulk Hogan lies.
And I heard that Hogan was salty at Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal got that push in 2010. Like Jay Lethal was a really good Ric Flair impersonator. He was
That's
a really
why they
good
fired him.
Impersonator, but he wasn't a Hogan impersonator.
That's why they fired him. Duh. Like, did you notice the minute Hogan and Bischoff came in, Lethal just disappeared when he was in a feud. He was in a blood feud for the X Division title. Then he just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Did you ever hear Jay Lethal's shoot interview where he was like, Dixie Carter sat there like, man, I'm so sorry that you got fired. There was nothing we could do. He's like, nothing you could do. You literally own this place.
Exactly. Like this just goes to show you that Dixie never watched her own product. Because like I don't know if y'all. I also heard a shoot interview from Angelina Love as well, because she told the story about how Dixie Carter wanted her to like shave her head and dress up like a bushwhacker and shit.
Yeah. I remember that.
I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, tell her you want to sabotage your career without telling us you want to sabotage her.
Well, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian both said that Dixie did not like any chick she thought was prettier than her. That's why the AJ Styles story went so badly, because the original girl that they wanted to pick for this was prettier than Dixie, and Dixie didn't like that. And they're just like, we're just trying to write TV here, lady.
I don't even think Dixie was even in Gorilla. Was she in Gorilla?
No, she wasn't. No, Dixie.
No.
The reason why Dixie had her position was because of her father. Dixie's spot was a favor from the dad. It was like, give my baby something to do. You know how rich white dudes are. You know, got to give their children something to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you want about her. Also,
y'all remember this video?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Now, this lady does not watch her own product at all. Like she don't know shit.
She wasn't even a wrestling fan. You know, that's why I always call it the sins of Dixie, because all the mistakes that Dixie Carter made, like bringing in Hogan Bischoff, like to this day, TNA as a brand is still suffering from it. You know, that's why they're in the state they're in now. You got your top 2 titles in your company on WWE talents. Like, they fucked up the company to the point where it's like, we got to whore our shit to other companies just to get our name out there. Like, you know? And it's funny because you got these I don't want to like hijack the conversation, but you got these fucking TNA fans in denial that are trying to convince themselves it's a good idea. Well, Trick Williams is on NXT with our title getting chokeslammed by The Undertaker, and it's got over 1 million views. Yeah, so your champion got fucking poured out by like a 60-year-old retired guy. Yeah, really good for your business, guys.
Hey, wait, I got to interject. You always say you don't want to do this, but you've managed to sneak your way into doing this every time. You're always like, I don't want to do this, but as soon as something comes up about you can't wait to explain that.
Yeah, Tova's funny. Like he'd be like,
I
don't have much to say, but you know, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, I just got PTSD over that shit, man. It's been 15 years and I'm still pissed off about it, man. Man, if you were watching back then, you'd be pissed off too. TNA was just fine, bro.
I was.
Here comes a new challenger.
I'm still mad.
Kevin Garcia, what's going on, my dude? He said Macho is finally going over in the afterlife. The pop must have been seismic.
But I was a huge TNA fan, and I'm still mad Serotonin didn't go nowhere. I like that gimmick.
Serotonin was trash.
I like it. Nobody say. But that's because
you could be mad at that. Man, you could be mad at that. I'm mad Christopher Daniels didn't win the TNA World title. Like, I'll never forgive TNA for that shit.
Yeah, totally agree.
We're all projecting. The true offensive TNA was not AJ Styles, it was Monty Brown. Let's all be real here. Monty Brown was the true.
Oh God, don't get me started with that. Don't get me started with that shit, man.
And that's my fault. And I hold on to that, just like he brings up how yes, the marks of TNA are getting screwed by WWE. We know this.
They are, but
Monty. So King Leo said their name was the Ebony Experience.
That
sounds
my God.
Wild pause.
That sounds like a new porn site. Good lord.
Probably was.
Ebony Experience? What the fuck? What's the finish? What the fuck is the finishing move? A fucking gangbang? Jesus.
The finish is the BBC suplex, bro.
Oh my God.
Wait, how the fuck is that delivered? Good lord.
It's a pile driver.
Nah.
Which the Houston hungover is what they used to call it, but that's
The
another story.
Houston hungover. Yeah, I like that one. Pause.
Yeah.
That was funny. Oh shit!
Experience.
Every experience is wild work.
Don't forget Vince naming the Viking experience. Don't forget
Oh
that.
my
Bro,
god.
Vince
Yo.
changed their names like every week. Like it was the Viking Raiders, then the Viking Experience, then the War Experience, and then and you wonder why they didn't get over. Like they don't
Yeah, they
know
was
who they
doing
are.
from Jump Street when they
They were
came
having
from
an idea.
NXT and they named them the Viking Experience. That was it.
Yeah.
Everything they did after that didn't matter.
No, I've always said from the beginning, man. I still remember that match they had with Aleister Black and Ricochet. They was all crying. They knew it was GG after that.
Yeah.
Like,
What does
not
GG mean?
gonna
Does
get.
that mean good game? What is
Yeah, good games is
good
over.
game?
GG.
It's over with. Shake hands and that's it. Next opponent.
They knew it was about to
Sad,
get
but
packed up.
that was a
That's
great ass match.
that's gonna
Though.
be Obafemi and Trick. Watch.
Yep.
Oh
They're gonna
man,
do the same thing.
You know who else called out a good GG? Gangrel. He said it on the Edge of Christian podcast. He said, when the Brood were in the ring and the crowd was first and we were with the corporate ministry, I looked at it. Remember what I told you, Christian? He said, soak it in, guys, because this is it. It's over for us. He's like, no, he said, I said it's over for me. They told me to protect you and to make sure y'all didn't get over.
the corporate ministry, man, they fucked that up terribly.
Well, you see,
Let me say something about the Facebook side. My bad, my dude. I didn't mean to cut you off because I see people was shocked at the title and all that. Y'all don't know Hogan's history. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all looking at the title like, yo, these dudes is wilding. Just once you look at the lore of Hogan, you see why it's titled that way. But if y'all disagree, that's fair. Go ahead, Anubis.
only thing in regards to that, Muhammad Ali, yes, greatest of all time and all that stuff. My mom did not like him since she was a kid for the same reason I didn't like Hogan. Had the same get out of my way attitude. She told me that story every day for 20 years.
Damn.
Every time he came, she's like, man, F that guy. She's like, I understand what he did for the world in boxing and his contribution to our people, but at the same time, I was just a kid trying to meet my hero that I saw on TV.
I wanted to show this shit real quick. I want to show the memes that they have for this dude Hogan today, especially on Black Twitter. My goodness. As a matter of fact, y'all could put them in the chat or whatever, and I'll show them on the Counciltron.
I knew they were gonna be people celebrating this shit.
Yeah. Especially Benjamin Shelton. I was waiting for his tweet.
Now he's gonna be cordial.
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers that signed to a deal, like people from WWE and AEW, they're gonna be cordial. Like with Punk. I think Punk might just won't even say nothing.
Nah, bro. You know the New Day's partying like it's New Jack City right now. Having a good ass time.
Idolaters! Let me pull up with this dude here. This dude. Who's that? There we go. Iron Sheik with the Birdman hands. Where to break your back, make you humble.
That should be the thumbnail for this video.
It should, right? Is that my dude Mo in the building? What's good, Mo? How you been? You are in the chat. That's how you was able to.
And I meant to tell a sidebar here. I meant to tell John this before he left because we were talking about it in the chat. Aleister Black has been added to 2K25 for all systems, not just the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought, which tells me that 2K can add and take away people anytime they want.
They always could.
Yeah, you could come to the table, Mo. Like, you good. Hold on. I'll drop the link again. Yeah, we don't call it the panel, honey guy. We call it the table. There's a round table. You know what I'm saying? We different over here.
Yeah, companies they can do that for any reason. A lot of games now, especially like when you play them for the first time, especially those games that have like online connectivity, they have like that long ass like fucking 10-page paragraph that like nobody ever reads, and they just choose I agree so they can just play the game. Those games always have like a little clause there at the end where if you don't follow their shit, they can get rid of it for whatever reason.
You talking about this shit? The user agreement?
Yeah,
I never read that shit. We could be
Exact.
signing our lives away.
That is
when it comes
literally the
to-
point. That's literally the point.
My dude Mo, how you been? What? Really? I don't know what happened, Mo. Like you
Y'all ever see Hulk Hogan in that Japanese commercial?
No.
Or he
only
sings,
commercials I remember from Hogan was the what he said? It's not civilized. What was that quote again?
right guard. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Anything else? Yeah, anything else would be uncivilized. I remember those commercials.
Yeah, the Japanese commercial, he's just singing the days of the week, and then he's sitting on like what looks like a spinning wrecking ball and a thong. That was an actual commercial.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was hella pause.
Yeah, I was just sitting there going, all right, man, whatever.
Good
That shit
evening,
was wild
people.
work.
Good evening, y'all.
What's good, Mo? How you been?
Good. I'm very in shock that Hulk Hogan passed away at 71. The one thing I can remember from Hogan, like watching growing up, like I was like a little kid, like him turning like to a bad guy and like doing like the NWO stuff back like in '96 and stuff before
Hell
returning
yeah.
in '02.
Hollywood.
That's the one thing I remember, the NWO. So NWO Hogan.
You'll remember Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, well, most people would say that that's their favorite version of Hogan.
His merch was selling like crazy.
They're still selling shit. It's about to sell even more now.
Yeah, he's always been a seller. Like, no one, he's always full of money. So that's not even no denial. Even
Yeah, like
people,
them NWO shirts, they're gonna forget about it. NWO shirts gonna go through the roof with the sales right now.
even New World Wrestling Order, when he was, I don't like talking about other people's
Nah,
streams.
you good? Nah, it's all good.
But even when he was when he was doing his piece on Hulk Hogan, he had a tearaway Hulk Hogan shirt and he ripped it up to make his point.
Oh, he did that.
Yeah.
My Dietrich he be spazzing. Shots go out to Dietrich, yo.
I love watching his channel.
He be talking his shit, and I'm not mad at him. It's like, yo, and it's making this channel get popping faster, and I'm here for that shit because he be telling the truth. It's like, yo, like give these motherfuckers that venom, B. Hell yeah.
That one punk video he did, I legitimately spat out my apple juice. The title was like CM Punk, the voice of your wallet.
What the fuck?
Hell,
Always have good titles though. That's the problem.
no.
Some of the titles I'm like, this is awesome. The other title I'm like, how did he manage to get this one tagged?
Henny guy said Hollywood is from the hood.
Yeah. How did he get past this one without them trying to shut him down?
Damn.
Oh man.
But the one he has from Hulk Hogan is rest in the S word.
You know, it's a funny thing. Like this dude Undertaker, he's not undefeated at WrestleMania no more, but Hulk Hogan is still undefeated at SummerSlam.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Right now,
he never lost at SummerSlam.
Really?
Does that count?
Of course it counts. He never lost at SummerSlam ever.
Oh shit!
I mean, his record. I mean, he ain't going.
I think.
I mean, Hogan's record's not going to go any farther than what it is. But I didn't even know he was undefeated. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, his last SummerSlam was 2006, I should say.
Yeah, when he beat Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
he never lost.
I'm sorry. His match with Shawn Michaels will forever be hilarious to me. It also just shows how great Shawn Michaels is. Even with the overselling, he made a great match.
Yeah.
I could rewatch this match time and time again. It is so funny.
Oh, Sean was so petty for that match, but it was hilarious.
Well, they're both petty people, so it worked out for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
because they both didn't want to. They both played politics and shit. And in that instance, I don't blame Shawn Michaels because
Sean
this
should have
dude
won that
Hogan,
match.
Yeah, it was
Agreed.
close.
like he wanted to win. He said he wanted to at least win the second match and have this dude Hogan win the rubber match. But Hogan was like, "No, I just want to win." Period. So he was like, "Okay, we can just do
That's
one more for
ridiculous.
this."
Yeah.
That's how he played politics. That's why Shawn Michaels did what he did because it was like, "Yo, he ain't
That
want
was
no
his
rubber match. He just wanted a
creative.
one-on."
That was his creative call card, I think. Y'all remember WCW Bash of the Beast 2000? I just rewatched that match
Of
when
course.
Jeff Jarrett was lying down the floor and
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan was cursing at Vince Russo.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yo,
That's what I meant earlier. Before you came on, I was saying earlier that when you analyze Hogan's entire career, from the minute he was a made guy, from the minute he was a main eventer, at some point when you're a main eventer, you get to that point where it's like, okay, it's time to pass the torch. It's time to give it to the next guy.
He
Also,
passed.
be in
Hogan
the
never
mix.
got
But
that.
you never did
Hogan
that.
never
Whether it was
passed it.
WW,
Wait, I think
right? Whether
he
it was
passed it. Wait,
WWF or
the one
WWE or
person he passed it
TNA.
to either was it The Rock or something after Mania 18?
The Rock The Rock didn't even need that torch
didn't.
though. He was already one of their biggest money makers.
Yeah.
Of not
They were
the
supposed to have a
biggest
match against
moneymaker.
Austin.
I said one of.
No, I said if not that, the biggest moneymaker, like, because nobody was as popular as The Rock at the time. Not even Hogan.
Yeah.
I always thought that match was stupid because they billed it as wrestling's past versus wrestling's future. When Rock left the very next year, like what the fuck?
No, Rock went to Hollywood immediately after that match.
That's all he wanted.
You know, one match I wanted to see, Hogan versus Austin. They never had that match
because they both didn't want to do the job.
You know what match I thought was pretty entertaining, and I give them credit for this.
Hogan
Mania
and Triple
19. Nah, Mania 19. Hogan and Vince.
Oh, Hogan and Vince. I think I remember that match.
It was Mania 19. Hogan, Vince, in that street fight. Low key, that was an entertaining match.
That was his last.
Yeah, because of the story. Because the story made it pop. Remember he was Captain America.
Nah, this was before he did the Mr. America stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was all part of the story. The whole,
but I felt that the match itself was pretty good. Honestly, it was entertaining.
Then he came to as Mr. America, which is so weird.
Because he stayed
Hulk Hogan in the early 2000s, like between 2002 and 2006, he had some couple random matches. I think I remember one match that he had in Backlash, which is Hogan and Triple H. The other one was Hogan and Kurt Angle, and then I think one of the matches was Brock Lesnar versus Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I want to know how Hogan got a title shot at Backlash after he just lost to The Rock. That's wild.
Politics, dude.
Yeah, I was just about to say politics.
He out-politic Triple H with that one. Like,
I think I remember one time some random website. There was a rumor that one like Hogan versus Cena, and Hogan never faced John Cena. That was like a rumor of him versus Cena at Mania. Like, yo, Hogan and Cena, are you kidding me? What if that happened? Hogan versus John Cena.
Hogan goes over. Cena doesn't care. Cena's kind of guy.
Yeah, Hogan wouldn't have did business. He would have beat Cena.
I believe that was 2009 or 2010. I'm not correctly mistaken.
The baby's the co-host again, my guy.
Yeah, that was 2009. So
you gotta mute up real quick if you're not talking, Mo.
Okay, my bad.
You good?
Who remember Hogan running TNA in 15 years ago, along with Eric Bischoff?
We all do. Dang.
Any of y'all remember Hogan running TNA in 2010?
Yeah, we were just talking about it. Nah, because I was saying because we was because the baby's in the background and it's noisy.
Yeah, see what happened was he mentioned Hogan and he made the kid upset. You're upsetting the kids.
Right.
Stop mentioning TNA 2010.
But you know, who else was part of that? Jason Hart, Wonder Years. He was Bischoff. Like him and Bischoff was real tight.
You're traumatizing the child. How dare you bring up Bischoff?
Not the baby. Please don't do that, Mo. If I mute you up, don't unmute. Don't do that. We love the babies and all, but like, you know, a little loud in the background, sir. You know, take care of the babies. You know, take care of that first, and then come back to the show afterwards. That's all good. As a matter of fact, we about to wrap it up anyway. I didn't even know I was going to be live for this damn long on our emergency live.
Oh, obviously you don't want to do shows like this often for obvious reasons, but
yeah. It's a Hulk Hogan talk. That's
yeah, he still ain't mute up. Like I'm
yeah, my last piece of advice is if by some miracle, and I highly doubt it, if by some miracle Tessa Blanchard catches wind of this discussion, wherever you are, Tessa, please take today as a warning, because you are still very young lady. You're like a baby still. You have more than enough time to turn this stuff around. Okay, because the events of today, Miss Blanchard, is basically going to be your future if you don't fucking grow up and own up to the shit that you've done. Because there is no reason at all, Tessa, why you should not be a top champion and a bigger promotion. And you can still be that. But in order for that to happen, you have to woman up. You have to admit your faults and not run from them or avoid them. Because if you don't, then you're going to get shit shows like today. And that's really all I got to say. Everybody take care. Tell all your loved ones you care about them, because any day could be your last. And that's really all I got to say. Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea. You can go to hell. Straight to hell. We're out of here.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Much love, everybody. Catch me where you catch me. I'm off on here. And thanks for having me as always. Much love. It's for Hulk. You know what? I got no ill will towards the guy. What happened, blah, blah, blah. Can't hold on to that.
It's, you know, fair enough. And I'll tell Hogan, you know, thanks for the memories. Definitely have a lot of good memories, funny memories. It just didn't have to be like this.
Right.
Going back to what you said about Tessa, like she has more than enough time to, you know, you just can't just put stuff on the wraps, like, you know, out of sight, out of mind type stuff, and think people just gonna forget. We're never gonna forget. Make amends properly. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the money, all that. It's all about your legacy, especially if you're putting your body on the line. You putting everything on the line. And just to tarnish shit over you just being ignorant, you know, it's not worth it. Make shit right. Make amends.
Shawn Michaels did it. He's been put off the change. And
now he's loved. Now Shawn Michaels is loved.
Yeah.
It's all about how you treat people in this world, B. At the end of the day, that's what people's gonna remember you by. They're gonna remember how you treated the people, what you left in the world when it comes to positivity and great vibes. That's what people's gonna remember. They don't give a fuck about how much money you got when you're in the ground.
Real talk.
It is what it is, B. You know what I mean? I agree with Toph.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate your loved ones. Share that love. Make great moments. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Much love.
All right. Let me see what's up to the chat. You know, I forget about y'all, B. You know what I'm saying? But you know how our discussions get real heated and very passionate when it comes to the sport that we love called wrestling. And we definitely try to interject you guys' comments into the conversation too. When he was going by Wood during the Wolfpack as NWO feud, Henny God. My dude, Henny God. I mean, Ballet, if you're hearing this, what's going on to you? She wasn't in the chat because we know we're going to go live around this time. So, shots go out to Ballet with the blick. We ain't forget about you, Ma. Mars said, Ultimate World. Oh, I read this already. Shots go out to Kevin Garcia. My dude, Roberto Rodriguez. My guy, Black Star. You already know the vibes. Man, my dude, Jay Millie, thanks for pulling up. Showing love as always. My dude, Blaze, of course, was goody. Yeah, man, let me get up out of here, B. It's getting late. Still got to wake up early tomorrow. We got to do back to reality. And, yeah, B, you brought this on yourself, Hogan. But thanks for the memories, though.
Well, the first thing you gotta realize, brother, is this right here is the future of wrestling. You can call this the new world order of wrestling, brother.
What's good, brother? Hollywood's famous groupie said my party is amazing. So drunk, pissing in the face basin. Every bitch in the party's not basic. NWO on those hoes. They want a good time or something in they nose. These foes we chose catching elbows. The wolf packs stay connected like Velcro. Strikes and blows, got your blood exposed. Take a shot of propane, turn beast mode. Weapons in the cabinet, stay immaculate. Bulldoze challenges, cause I'm not having it. Brother, put the obstacle, pop you with arsenal. Turn you to particles, written in the article. Rockstar lit, pour licks on tits. Equipped with hits, leg drop this bitch. Brother, silverback a rap or call me Hollywood. Throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood. Silverback of rap or Hollywood. Brother, throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood. Army strikes with gorillas that snipe. Catch you in the windpipe with a spike lead pipe. Big boot hit tooth, here comes the finish. Win then celebrate with your bitches. They love that I'm manly. Melt those panties and these pansies. Ripped and stampedes. Caught in the tug of war with the God of war. Crack both kneecaps with the figure four. Then we'll jump you. What you're gonna do? Body slam giants, cause I'm immortal. $1,000,000 parties, cause I'll fall to. Private jets, because I love the best. Slaughter the sergeant with no sweat. Got a match coming up, place your bets. Global grind, I takes no rest. I'ma be Hollywood till my death, brother. Silverback a rap or call me Hollywood. Throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood. Silverback of rap or Hollywood. Throwing up the wolf pack for Hollywood. Fucking Indian bitches from Bollywood. International, but I'm Hollywood.